Nakama, have you ever browsed the internet and come across a sketchy site that had a video of the thickest Latina you have ever seen? Well, I have. Have you wanted to click, but you couldn't trust it? Listen, I've been you at that moment plenty of times. I couldn't trust the hackers and loopers, the government, or even our internet service providers because I knew they'd be spying on your boy. I wanted something on my phone, computer, and tablet to protect me. Who am I to deny myself the desserts of life? But who are they to know how long I watched that video? Here's the thing. At TOPT, we are now affiliated with NordVPN. It's an application that hides your IP address and online activity and helps you stay safe on public Wi-Fis. You also can connect up to 10 devices at once. NordVPN is available on all devices, bro. With our link, you can receive up to 69% off the first 2 years outright. They do have 3 plans, and each plan has its unique features. You wouldn't link up with a company if it wasn't worth it. Believe me. Sign up now, Nakama, and protect yourselves from these online Gorosei members. Much love.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Have you been struggling lately? Maybe having difficulty sleeping, struggling with a relationship, or suffering from low self-esteem?
Listen, I've been there. We have been there.
If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you.
BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained and here to help you out.
Talk to your therapist in a private online environment at your own convenience.
There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area.
You just fill out a questionnaire and it's as simple as that, guys, to help with your specific needs and then get you matched with a therapist under 48 hours.
After that, you schedule a secure video or phone session. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is confidential.
We signed up for different reasons, and to be honest, it's legit. It helped us out a ton.
You can request a different therapist at any point with no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2+ million people who took charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist.
This offer goes out to all our That One Piece Talk Nakama. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to another episode of TOPT. My name is Larry.
Law.
Lino!
Sam!
And this is TOPT, where we talk anime and One Piece. Woo! Let's go. Hello, y'all. How y'all doing? It is episode 244, and what an episode it's going to be, because this chapter, One Piece chapter 1145?
No.
What chapter?
75.
So, yeah,
Oh,
45.
Chapter 1175 was a great one. It's a great one, and it actually pertains to the conversation we were having last chapter between me and Lawrence. So it's going to be a banger. I know people are going to try to get me all flustered and stuff like that, but just know I got heat. All right? Just want to thank everybody for joining the live reaction to my stream as well yesterday. I hope you had a good time. I ended up crashing out.
Did you?
Yeah, I crashed out. And it was really good. It was really good.
Stop crashing out, man.
So we got Lionel here today. It's just going to be an overall really good episode. So I'm glad that everybody's here today. I'm glad you guys are here as well. Just to mention as well, I have a gift from Toho Animation Store. I was supposed to bring Sebastian his gift. It was like a red with like blue, and it's a JJK cardigan. It's the Jujutsu Kaisen Gojo multi-patch cardigan. It's $65. And yeah, if you want to cop one, just go, I'm going to place a link.
Was mine Yuji's?
Yeah, it was UG's.
Okay.
Yeah. You have the UG one.
Mhm.
So it's really nice. So I'm going to be, sporadically just pointing this out every now and then. But other than that, we have 2 super chats from a failed... we didn't get to have an episode last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want to apologize. It was just way too unsafe to travel. We live in the Northeast, so when the snowstorm hit, it was a lot, bro. We don't get just snow here and there. We get snow here, and then it's 12 to 20 inches, and then we got to deal with it afterwards.
Yeah.
So we apologize. I know that there was 2 super chats sent last week. I do have a picture of them now, so I apologize we weren't able to read them. This one's from Big Business Barcelino with the 40. Says, King and Queen versus Green Bull. What diff?
I mean, I was gonna say we saw it, but we didn't technically see it, right? Green Bull high diff.
King and Queen versus Green Bull.
High might be a stretch, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'll go high out of respect.
And I'm guessing that they're all full healthy, right?
Yeah. What we saw that wasn't that.
I'm gonna go King and Queen.
I'm going to go King.
Albert and Queen. I mean.
Yeah, I'm going King and Queen too.
Yeah, tripping.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, and then the next one is from Riasat Chowdhury for 8 months becoming a Nakama star. It says, what's some of the worst mangas you've ever read?
The worst.
I feel like if it's bad, I stop.
Yeah.
Like it's not
I don't
a
continue.
thing I'm gonna continue doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And I'm pretty selective with what I even try. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't have anything that come to mind that I've gone farther than like a couple chapters and been like, yeah, I'm good on this.
I'm going to go Gantz.
After you recommend people to read it?
I gotta hit Joe up, man.
It's the
See if
worst
he
and the best. Absolutely.
I gotta see if he started it, man.
Yeah. But other than that, thank you guys so much, guys. Seb, would you like to hit Lano?
Testing 1 2.
Lano's my guy. If you want to read the super chats for like 5 minutes, and then we'll jump into the chapter after you say hi to chat.
Yeah. I'll make the hi to chat really quick because we're a little late, guys. But what's up? I see a bunch of people in here. Special K, Wise Life Gaming, Young Vito, Aged Gorilla, just a bunch of y'all in here. Please hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And we'll get to some chats. We got a Warlord membership from Jose Rodriguez, so welcome. We got $2 from Nico L. It's a sub. I have to ask this here too. Loki versus Kid and Law. I'm taking it that was asked to you on your live stream?
No, that wasn't us.
Okay.
Loki.
I got Loki.
Yeah.
Loki, yeah.
Loki.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Xavier Dilly. Sup, guys? Do you think Chopper can chat with Ratatoskr and get the backstory on the first world battle between Elbaf's God of War and Nika? Will Oda do it? I hope to God he does. That would be so dope if he does.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I believe Chopper can. It will communicate, and we're not gonna get that though. Oda's not gonna give us that. It's Oda. It's Oda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oda's Oda. He's
We'll
not
see.
gonna give us it.
Mhm.
I would love if he did,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not expecting Oda to.
Yeah.
Another 3 months at Nakama status from Minimum Wage Mink. Dofi versus Sabo. No Rob Glaze. Who wins and what diff? Y'all be sending us these, like we've answered this before, right?
Yeah. Dofi.
Dofi versus Sabo.
I'd probably say right now, high diff.
I'm going with Sabo, but I scaled the narrative. And it hurts me to say it because I don't like Sabo and Dofi's like my favorite character. But if Sabo's worth his salt, he should be
Over
winning.
Sanji?
Wait, what?
Probably, yeah.
You like Dofi over Sanji? I was not expecting that.
I love me some Dofi, man.
I know you like Dofi, but over Sanji?
It's close. It's close. That's my guy, man.
not expecting
Plus, he's like a complete, like his story is like done. Like I
Okay.
still got more for
I
Sanji.
think you're gonna switch up when you find out Sanji's the conqueror.
Probably. Probably. Yeah. Another 5 from Minimum Wage Mink. I'm gonna tell you this chapter like this: Loki prevail, Emu greedy as hell, Sabatino wants freaky fan mail, Monster Trio upscale, Lakers in 5. I don't know, man. Thank you. Another 5 from Clappy Yo Cheeks. I like how Larry gave Conqueror's coding to Doflamingo in a hypothetical against Law, but he won't do the same for Kid. Laughing emoji. # layer the unfair square. # Hashtag still my fave CD. Hashtag butt with 2 T's.
I don't understand what was that. You told me.
Also,
No, wait. I don't
Dofi
understand.
showed more ability with his hockey, especially Conquerors, than Kid has shown even just regular hockey.
Wait, you're saying that Dofi using his Conquerors in a fight? That's the argument?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I guess, bro. I just read the words. I just read the super chats. Another 2 from Papa Josh. Larry Wildin on live react. Laughing emoji. Hashtag Larry against the world. Yo, did you crash out that bad?
I crashed out because I was showing actual proof
Okay.
of things. Like I was showing it in a linear fashion.
Okay.
And through all the evidence that supported each pattern and all the evidence that supported things that didn't exist during a certain moment that have always existed during certain moments, people were just like, I don't care.
Okay. Another 27 months at Nakama status from Goatman Tees. It says, how is TOPT moving on colored people time? With a thinking emoji.
It's people of color. There's a difference.
Hashtag revolutionary dough fruit seller. Okay. Another 2 from Lethals. It says, hashtag give me some TOPT. Okay. Another 2 from Davey the Oaks. No super chat attached. This time, let's know your thoughts. Another 5 from Fellwinter Peak. Since Goku can be the captain of his own crew, who would be his second? Wouldn't Vegeta be a rival pirate? Yeah, Vegeta wouldn't be on Goku's ship.
Oh my gosh.
Piccolo?
I feel like Piccolo would have his own crew too.
You?
Piccolo and Vegeta are not that different.
I don't know.
I think they would fight, like, Piccolo would originally be his own captain or whatever, and then he would get into a situation where he fights Goku, and then, like, whether it's Gohan or whatever, like, it would be a thing where he's the second in command.
His second in command is Krillin.
I was thinking that.
No. As weak as I can't put because I was randomly watching Dragon Ball the Busai again, and you see more of Piccolo's and Goku's relationship and how Piccolo changed. It's like you see Goku trusting and relying on Piccolo a lot more than Krillin. And Krillin's out of the game. He's like.
When does that happen though?
Huh?
Who's involved when that trust is in play?
What do you mean?
Gohan, bro.
So what do you mean?
If Gohan
no.
didn't exist,
No.
that relationship would mean nothing.
Is
bro.
Gohan a valid answer to this question?
No, he don't want to be. He don't even want to be on the ship.
Yeah.
He's trying to be at home.
Is Bulma a valid answer to this
Why
question?
would Bulma be around?
Bulma would be with Vegeta.
Yeah.
I'll just put other.
Yeah,
DBZ Pirates, who's Goku's right hand? That work?
it's Krillin.
Listen, I'll put Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, or other.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Not a strong case because they're all like married now. Like,
Yeah.
what runs Krillin life is 18 now.
We're talking the prime of these guys' careers,
Okay,
man.
because I'm thinking if 18, like, yo, get off that ship, Krillin going, man. He's like,
I'm going.
no, he's like, I'll talk to you later, Goku.
Or is acting like he wouldn't do the same.
Listen, we old, man.
When you got a baddie,
we grown, bro.
I'm not knocking Krillin for it. I'm just saying that it's not Adventure Time. It's
always adventure time for Krillin.
Yo, facts, though.
all right.
Let's do 2 more.
Okay.
And then we'll jump into the chapter and then we'll read the rest of the super chats after.
All right, we got another 5 from Andrew C. It says, so y'all think that's actually Lionel? For real? Did they get a body double like with Jim Carrey? Yeah, I don't get the Jim Carrey clone thing, man. The dude did his hair different. Like, I don't think he's a clone. I didn't hear the audio, though.
It's not just his hair.
I didn't hear the audio, though. I just saw the image.
So he has different eye color. And his face looks altered. And obviously the hair changes, whatever. But it was his values that were super different.
His values? What did he say?
Well, Jim Carrey has been very open against
Administrations or whatever.
certain things that reign. And he's gone out publicly saying very specific things that pertain to information now being passed around.
Okay. I gotta watch the video.
So he's always even downplayed like awards and the society surrounding awards.
That's true.
He's always gone against it very, very directly too. It's been very, on the money about this is what I dislike. This is how we should not look at life. And then all of a sudden during this interview, he has all these characteristic changes, but then he goes and says, it feels good to have these awards, essentially.
Okay. I gotta watch it.
So he's gone years being like this, and then all of a sudden, there's a lot that's changed.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jim Carrey, man. Honorary member of the cookout. You know what I'm saying? He can come anytime. Another 5 from King Publix, but no super chat attached. So next time, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. All right, guys. Are you ready for the chapter?
Yeah.
Let's get it. So, this week's chapter is titled Niddhoggr. We also have a reader request from Ramen Maru, and the caption reads, Sabo with koala babies hanging all over him. In this request, we see the revolutionaries, Koala and Sabo, messing around with actual koala bears. Did you guys have anything to say about this one? And Seb, let's start with you.
No, I didn't. Again, I'm not a big Sabo guy. I've always liked Koala. Thought she was pretty cool, so seeing the koalas was cute. And I do like them as a ship, so it's cool seeing them kind of hang out. But nothing else. I ain't have much.
All right. Law?
Yeah, I don't really have anything either. I thought the same thing because, like, I guess someone requested it because they like the ship too. Because her name is Koala. He's surrounded by koala babies. Mm-hmm. It's like, and the way she's looking at him, oh, future father of my kids, like future husband and stuff like that. That's basically what I got.
It's a lot of pressure on Sabo. Man. You think he ready for all that?
I think he's oblivious to her feelings, in all honesty. But yeah, that's all I got.
Lionel?
Sorry. Honestly, I blew past this cover.
Just to let you guys know, they've been talking nonstop, and they haven't done that once. Not once. It always happens when they're about to talk, and the pod is live.
It never makes sense to me.
I don't get it.
It's always. Oh, do you want to like when you go to give them like their opportunity to give their take on anything? It's. Every time. Like we're actively just having a conversation with no issue.
Actively.
Every single time. I know Larry ate it. I know he did. I look at it's funny, it's a chain reaction. That happens and I immediately look at Larry and he'd be like every time. Anyway, my bad. He about to do it again too.
No, it's all right. I was gonna say okay. I only blew past this cover page, honestly, so I didn't even think of it. I just saw it and went to the Ackerman manga. I just don't even notice, what is Sabo reading? Did anybody think into the book?
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I was wondering what he was reading.
That's the only thing, because I'd never see Sabo open up a book.
Wow. We've literally seen him read. Like,
no. He's closed the book. He was like, I ain't reading all that.
It's How to Tame Your Dragon, man.
Good one, Seb.
I don't know.
Yeah, good one, bro.
But yeah, that's the only thing I picked. But yeah, besides that, nothing. I was thought maybe it's a Kuma reference, but I don't know. But I just left it as that.
Yeah. I had the same thoughts as Lawrence. The presence of koala bears is obvious it's an obvious nod to Koala's name. But my parasocial brain can't help thinking it's a step further. I can totally imagine Oda subtly implying that the baby koalas piled on Sabo represent their future children. I also wish I could see what Sabo had in his hand, book-wise, what he's actually reading. Another detail I found interesting is Oda's attention to real-world accuracy. So koalas primarily eat eucalyptus leaves and rarely drink water, which makes the adult koala eating leaves instead of drinking a neat intentional touch. All of this makes me wonder, could this be Oda quietly signaling that Sabo won't be biting the bullet by the end of the story?
That Sabo won't be biting the bullet?
Yeah, he won't.
I feel like killing Sabo in general would be such a major step that Oda wouldn't take. So I've never really thought that he could die. Like again, I guess. You know what I mean? So sure. You know what I'm saying? It's never been a real Sabo's gonna get taken out by the end of this thing for me.
Yeah.
So
anyway, all right. Let's jump back into 5 super chats, and then we'll jump into the chapter.
Okay. All right, we got 5 from Marcus Allen. It says, "Hey everyone, question: how do y'all feel about Jinbei post Wano, Egghead, and Elbaf? Has he been living up to the hype you originally had for him, or let down?"
Wait, what?
Is Jinbei living up to the hype for y'all post Wano? It does specifically say post Wano, so you're not supposed to include any Wano feats here, I guess.
I just feel like he's just Jinbei.
Yeah, same.
Like, what are we supposed to expect?
I guess you could say we can expect more because how he got like tied up. But to me, it's like it kind of just began in Elbaf. We got to see him like actually engage in another combat, you know. And I guess also too, if you want to go with what's his name? What do you fight again? What's his name?
Who's who?
Who's who? That guy wasn't on Jinbei's level, combat-wise, and Jinbei ended it relatively. So I guess more like a challenge where, like, because we see Luffy, Zoro, Sanji kind of rising on occasion to fight beat their opponent. Will we get that from Jinbei? I guess that's what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
But then he also took out Kenzembo. Like the fires that started.
So,
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was great.
The super chat said Egghead and Elbaf, like, specifically.
I mean...
So I'm going to say disappointed, bruh. I am.
Wait, why? How?
He ain't done nothing. On Egghead, he was carrying boxes. And on Elbaf, he got tied up and low diffed by Gunko. Like, and I'm not trying to go straight from scaling, because I also go with, like, what you've done to present information. And Jinbei typically, at least, is that guy for me. He hasn't really been that either.
But what has Sanji really done?
If they would have asked me if Sanji was a disappointment, I'd have been like, yeah.
I just feel like they just haven't had the opportunity to do more things.
Yeah, that's what I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, they're fine. I
think they're fine.
I want more.
Oh, I guess. I mean...
I want more.
We always want more, but like...
I want more. And I expect more. All right, another 2 from Ciandre Williams, but no super chat attached. Next time, let us know your thoughts. Another 2 from T-Raw. Larry Dami reversing Lionel to the bald side. Wow. Yeah. Another 2 from Davey D. Oaks. What do y'all think about Chopper and Ragnar talking? Yeah, this got mentioned earlier. I think in one of the deleted super chats from before. I would love to see it. I would really, really... I think Oda could do a lot by doing that. Also, it doesn't seem that Ratatosker talks normally, so this could just be the avenue for us to hear his actual thought process or her actual thought processes. So I would like to get that personally. And it gives Chopper more. Like, we were just talking about relevance for Jinbei. Like, Chopper doesn't tend to always have relevance in that light either. I'd like to see that where it gives Chopper something, not just something to do, but something impactful to the story.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, when's the last time we saw Chopper talk to an animal, actually? I think it's been, like... some chapters in years.
Do you count the mix?
I don't.
Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to think on that one. But we did get a $50 super chat from Rox D Manny, so thank you so much, Rox.
Thank you.
It says,
Thank you, Rox.
I'll see the twins and I'll be like, oh my God, these guys are so ridiculously smart and so insightful and thoughtful. And then they say some BS like this, Cat is Admiral level. And then I just look at them, just like maybe I'm bugging. Larmu. Did you say this?
Wait.
They said it says a quote from you.
Oh,
That's even funnier.
I did. I did say that.
That's funny, man. If y'all don't know, me and the twins don't watch Larry's live reactions at all, so we don't know what he be saying when he doing his thing.
Hey, there's prudence and there's arguments to be made.
Hey,
that's
man.
what I'm saying.
Hey, man.
But my Loki take is crazy. Okay, man.
Don't deflect. Don't do that. Fine, that's about 5, right? I think.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
I feel like one more is fair.
We got another 10 from Aged Gorilla. It says, rewatching the show, and I swear the little girl that helped the Millennial Dragon and the girl from Skypiea who heard everyone's voices can use the voice of all things and will help the crew against Emu. Well, one of those girls is Filler. So, and I hope to God we never get her again because I hated that filler, bro. The Millennial Dragon arc was terrible to me.
Yeah, that was bad.
The girl from Skypiea that had the voice of all things, and they just called it Mantra then. Maybe I could definitely see her having some sort of impact or to bringing the Skypiea people kind of back into the fold. But
Is it confirmed that she was an actual Voice of All Things person? Because I'm trying to figure out
No,
what.
it wasn't Voice of All Things.
she was in something.
Observation.
I thought it was just observation hockey.
Yeah, okay.
It was just what Kobe was using during Marine.
Yeah, because I don't think she's that important to give somebody that. That's why I'm thinking why. I'm not trying to be
Is
mean.
that for you to determine?
No, I'm just saying, like, how many chapters? I'm not being mean, but how many chapters has passed? What role has she played at all ever since that happened?
I feel like anybody could just get observation or armament, Lionel.
Alright.
What happened?
There's a super chat coming up. Is it?
Say it.
I'll do it now if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, $5 from Bunigiwara Boricua. It says, Lawrence, what did it feel like catching Seb watching Hamtaro back in the day? There is no good excuse. Laughing emoji, hashtag Boricua tags, hashtag bang bang buggy bang.
That didn't come from me. I don't know how they found this out.
This had to be on our previous episode.
Bro.
It had to be mentioned at one point.
That is hilarious.
I forgot that even happened, bro. Honestly.
These come when people start rewatching the old episodes of the pod.
Yeah.
We were just saying whatever back then.
Yeah, for sure.
But I didn't remember. I remember my reaction. I couldn't believe it, and I was like, "What are you watching, bro?" I feel like I had to, like, as an older brother, instruct him on what anime to watch or what cartoon not to
Listen,
watch.
He's like,
I fell asleep and it was on. But I take no shame. I've watched more episodes of Hamtaro since then. I have no problem watching Hamtaro, man.
Yo,
All right?
he's like, this is my younger brother. He's like,
Question.
are we the same blood?
No, it reminded me. I obviously didn't do that. It reminded me when back when we were younger, when Miguel used to beat me and Lionel up for watching Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
He used to beat us down. We were like, what, 7 years old watching Power Rangers. He was like, nah, my brothers ain't watching Power Rangers. And he used to make sure we didn't watch it. He would shut it off and beat us up. Dude, I didn't go that far because they have Tar or whatever, but it made me think of that.
Just know.
Did I catch you having fun?
If I would have did that, Giannis said I was trauma dumping.
That was definitely a trauma dump. That was definitely a trauma dump. We're not gonna move. I was gonna mention it. I was just waiting for him to finish.
I feel like I did it more in a comical way. I feel like yours is a little more.
Yeah, yours is like low key. I really felt pain.
It's like, feel sorry for me. That's feel sorry.
Yo, I need sympathy. Word.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. All right. Whatever.
I can't.
Yo, sometimes I really be looking at him like, yo, it's not the time.
It's not read the room.
Yo, man. Anyway, all right. That was so funny. All right,
Oh, man.
let's get into the first part of the chapter. If you sent a super chat, please just bear with us. We're going to get to the super chats once again after this part of the chapter is done. And yeah, if you haven't clicked our link in the video description below, it's our link tree. So it has all of our links for like all of the things we're affiliated with and also all our social medias. All right. And our merch store. All right. The chapter opens with Sanji using Diable Jambe to burn away the invisible thorns coiling around Robin, which were placed on her by Shepherd Somers, one of the Holy Knights. Nami rushes over, relieved that Robin is finally free, and Robin thanks her for worrying about her. Sanji, meanwhile, sits there like he's waiting for his own thank you for saving the day. Usopp praises Sanji, and Jinbei points out that Somers' Devil Fruit ability must be vulnerable to heat, which is a huge relief. Robin then turns and says there's no time to celebrate. Sanji and Usopp look back as well, and Sanji agrees, starting to comment about the hockey and the roaring before being cut off, and someone asking, what is that shadow? Over the western village, Yarul demands to know why Ripley, Oimo, and Roro are there. The rescued children beg Yarul to help their parents, who were stabbed by thorns and might not survive. Giants nearby are fighting the Domi Reversi giants, and they sense the danger and ask Loki to take the children somewhere safe. In his dragon form, Loki coldly responds that the kids aren't his problem and warns that anyone who climbs on top of his back will be thrown off. We then get a massive double spread of Loki's dragon form, emphasizing just how enormous he is as he yells for everyone to get off of him. Sitting on Loki's head alongside Ragnar, Luffy notices Zoro and calls down to him to look up. Yarul announces across Elbaf that all of the hostage children are now safe. The Straw Hats are relieved, and giants all over Elbaf take comfort in the news. Zoro looks up at Luffy, asking what took him so long, and whether that dragon is Loki. Luffy confirms it is, and says he's just glad this area is safe. Zoro responds dryly, then tells Luffy and Loki they should wipe out the Sleep Tids before they destroy Elbaf. Luffy simply replies, okay. Suddenly, the giants in the western village are attacked by fallen thorns. Oimo and Anji demand to know who's behind it. Ripley, Oimo, and Roto then spot a furious Sommers, who shouts that none of them were supposed to survive. He demands his emotions back, but then realizes this actually works in his favor. If the children are still alive, he hasn't failed yet. He can still take them hostage to the Holy Land as planned, but first, he's going to finish off the parents using his thorn launchers. The final image shows Sommers standing atop a massive bramble, flanked by 3 snake-like heads with cannons in their mouth, all aimed at the barely alive parents. With that being the first part of the chapter, Lionel, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty dope that Sanji came to save Robin, which gave clarification that its thorns or whatever is weak to flames. But I just thought it was interesting because like we had Remo's ability, which is similar to a plant base.
Yep.
But his, like, for instance, I don't remember Momo's having that much of a crazy effect with his flames on Green Bull. Am I wrong?
Well, he got withered to like a little
But like
tree sap or whatever.
I mean, maybe because he's different because he's a Logia. What are you gonna say?
No, I'm saying, but remember what Green Bull says. He says, fire, he overcame this weakness. Like such an obvious weakness. Like, he's plant-based. He goes like, and for wood and all that stuff, he goes, all that is naturally weakened by fire. But he said he got past that weakness and he worked towards it.
Okay.
Training, man.
I forgot about that. Okay. Because honestly, I don't want to spoil because we know what happens, but like, Sanji would have been a bad match for Sommers, honestly. Like, you're heavily bad. The only problem would have been, the whole
Gotta be able to put him down for good, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
that Conqueror's thing, but matchup wise, Sanji would have smoked him. Oh, his ability wise, I should say. I don't have fully much here. I'm gonna skip. Those were talking about before. That Sanji's attitude and like he seems more focused and more attuned to like how serious the situation is or battle. Because I didn't notice that Sanji's with Robin and Robin and Nami, but he's not acting his normal like flirtatious like lovey-dovey type of behavior. He's more like as soon as he frees Robin, he's already sorry, my fault. I'm all right.
It's the braces.
Yeah. Oh, he's immediately going. Leave me alone. Let me finish my thoughts. He's immediately going towards like what's happening next, like the next objective on our saving the kids or helping out or fighting somebody. I just noticed that right there. I thought it was funny how because I didn't think those the night tids the sleep tids have that much of emotion or whatever. But you see him looking at Loki and they're terrified.
Yeah.
I thought that was when they actually shocked like this. Like we thought we were big and they see this massive dragon. They're like they legit like we don't know. They didn't want to fight him. They would look like they were about to run away. But I thought that was pretty funny. And like how big this dragon is crazy. Honestly, just more when you see the full size of it, just like because we saw it in the last chapter. But when you see it like on the landscape now, like because it was too close up, so you don't see the surrounding. But you compare to the surroundings of Elbaf and how big this dragon is, it's like it's crazy. Honestly, it's towering over massive other like creatures and giants as well. I lost my train of thought because I don't want to. No, I really don't have much. My thoughts is a little later on. Oh, there we go.
All right.
There we go. This was one of the things I was going to bring up. Actually, should I wait? Yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to save it for later on because it's connected to what's revealed later on, and I have actually a question for you guys.
Yeah, why don't you make a note of it so you don't forget?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't.
Let's go with Law.
Okay. So I was actually shocked. Not that Sanji's able to do this, but how easy it was for him to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like he did an attack. It looked like he just inflamed his foot and just placed it down on it. Kind of like you're just, almost like you're cutting a cake. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like he needed to be gentle to make sure.
Yeah, like he didn't hurt Robin and everything, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't attacking. So I was like, that easily. And I thought of the same thing that Lionel said about Greenbow's ability. But like, to me, because of that kind of like, I don't know if it's just downplayed to all Knights or just Somers. You know? As in, because like we saw Greenbow, he recognized the weakness he had, and it was such an obvious weakness. Like, who wouldn't use fire against this? All right, I'm going to surpass this weakness where you can use fire me. Fire me doesn't leave me completely vulnerable. I can still fight and not hurt me, right? But Somers, like, Sanji didn't put that much effort, and Jim just like, wow, okay, it was that simple. You know, you're able to do that, right? So that made me think of like, all right, Somers, because he's just kind of like, we see him in the past get taken out like so easily by like, you know, Gabon and Ray, and now like his abilities is done by Sanji. Makes me weaken because he's such a goofy character. Like, I hope not all the Knights are like this. It's just like his special case because he's kind of like, as we can see, he could be capable but also incompetent, you know? So we'll see how that plays out later on. And I agree with Lionel. I saw the same thing. And I wonder, because to me, it's not crazy severe, but I noticed a little bit in a shift in Sanji, and I'm kind of noticing it's ever since, which we didn't get, but we know that Gabon said something about him when he questioned, am I a Conqueror too? Right? Because he pointed out Zoro being a Conqueror, and then remember that little panel we saw where Gabon clearly said something to Sanji, but Oda hid that from us? I kind of feel like there's almost, not fully an attitude shift, but I'm noticing something a difference, because not about the same thing, right? Yes, he said Nami Swan, and I think some hearts popped up when he was in the distance to save them, but he's like right next to them, and he's not in a goofy mode, you know, like where he's like twirling around, like, you know, hands in the air or whatever. He's kind of locked into the situation and like, all right. And even turns like, he doesn't say anything after he like cuts it. It shows his bubbles there. And then Robin's like, we can't celebrate, like, not the time to be goofy. He's like, nope. Then it literally looks at the situation, assessing hockey and that big figure, and I guess he's like thinking because they don't know that's Loki yet. Zoro even questioned it. Is that Loki? Yes. So, you know, so I'm knowing Sanji's more locked in. I wonder if that had to do with it. Because so I wonder if, like, for example, because we know Gabon told Zoro and to the rest of them, hockey or conquerors is only a really factor or truly matters when you're conscious of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder now if Sanji's trying to be more conscious of, I guess, his hockey, so he's trying to be more serious to see if he is. I don't know, but this aftershave is nothing I don't like it. I kind of do like it because I'm kind of hoping Sanji is one, and maybe he's trying to tap into it by being serious and focusing on his will more or something. Because him touching his hockey too, I guess Loki just roaring with hockey or whatever, brings to mind that the serious change in ever since that comment by Gabon. Right? And one thing I'm bringing up, this little panel right here, moving to the next page, right? And it says, what's that shadow, right? And you see them small, like the Strats and the initials, right? And you see Loki's shadow, whatever, but you see the little sleep tits up there? Mm-hmm. You see a giant moose. or whatever that is.
I thought it was a bull.
I guess
a bull,
so.
No? Yeah.
I guess that's a bull.
I thought it was a bull.
Maybe it's a bull. But it made me think of, right, example, so obviously these nightmares are from, like, kids, right? And it's not, as we're noticing, because there's not that many kids, but we're getting a lot of sleep tits, right? So it's more than one of their nightmares. Each kid probably has like multiple. So it's like attracting all their nightmares. Because if we're even getting like this little devil looking thing here, what that's supposed to be, don't know, but right there, right? So it makes me think, I wonder if they're going to ever move on. And it may be different because they're adults, but I thought of the adults' nightmares. You know, because obviously these kids, like Lana pointed out, we even see more so later on, future, of how scared these sleepers get of Loki. I'm not going to go, like, we saw the next panel, like they're legit running away, well, like pretty much, right? But I wonder if these kids ones, because like since it's kids, it is more young-minded or undeveloped nightmares. I wonder if they're able somehow, because they're warriors too. I doubt they're gonna have any, but say like they do, like their biggest fears, and say like, all right, Killingham is able to tap into them somehow. Will it be like stronger street hits? Because now you're getting Viking warriors nightmares to fight against them. You know, so I kind of thought that would be like in a way you would upgrade it, make this more of a threat because these are just kids' nightmares. You know, kids' nightmares to adults tend to seem kind of like not nonsense, but just like I can handle this. Like, you know, I'm your parent. Don't worry about it. I'll protect you. But an adult's nightmare could have more weight of effect on it. It could change the situation because we're kind of seeing a little bit of a tone shift and more in the Straw Hats' favor now because we're seeing all the ones step up, as in Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Loki, and all of them are into the fire now where they weren't before. So to make it more challenging, maybe we'll get adult nightmares from the Warriors. We'll see. Right? And Loki cracked me up here and also kind of remind me of Luffy with the whole, but in a more aggressive and non-caring way, because we know that Luffy doesn't want to be considered as a hero or heroic or whatever, right? But Luffy still always shows compassion, right? Loki's now showing no compassion at all. He's like, yo, get off. He's like, yo, Loki, take the kids to a different spot. Like, nah, I don't care. That's not my problem. Get off my back. Because also like, the way Loki kind of presents himself, I am a warrior. I am a powerhouse. You know, that's what I am. I'm not this compassionate person, this savior, your hero. No. I am power. Like, that's what he is, how he presents himself. So it's like, it's just funny how he is that way, even to this way, even though we know that he does care because Ida. But, so it's always goes on the question, like, is this how Loki is, or he presents himself this way for a reason, you know? Like, he doesn't want to be bothered. Or I guess, you know, we know his upbringing is he's really trying to close off his heart in that way, you know, for reasons. You know, also I want to add, last thing before I close out, right here, is that, again, I'm noticing, Sebastian, right? Luffy is singling out who? Right?
It's his man's.
Yes, right? His best friend. He's singling out Zoro. And I can almost guarantee you how Luffy, while he's on Loki, sees Zoro and calls him up, oh, hey, Zoro, and all stuff like that. He's not going to do that to Usopp at all. He's not going to do that to Usopp. I can almost guarantee you he's going to see Usopp, whatever, and he's not going to be like, hey, Usopp, up here, whatever. He's not going to do it, right? And whenever we get to more, he even starts, you know, praising Zoro, but like the fact
I
that
feel like he would do it for any Straw Hat.
No, and it's crazy that he does this because he just got finished seeing Zoro. Like, it was like, what, 10 minutes ago, maybe? Like, you know, because they were both there on the underworld, and then they went up, and you just see left Zoro, he came back, oh, hey, Zoro, like this.
You're trying to tell me that if Luffy sees Usopp in this moment, he's not going to say, hey, Usopp, I'm up here?
I don't know, man.
Like, that's not, like, if you want to talk about the next thing he says, sure. But that? He wouldn't say, yo, Usopp, up here?
I don't know,
That's
man.
nothing.
I don't know, man.
Come on, man.
Some water, bro.
Come on, man.
I don't know, man.
I'm okay. I'll let you know.
He dying, bro.
I think Lawrence is talking about his Luffy's energy. The energy he sees Zoro is not the same.
It's not the same. He gets this super excited and like kind of like, and also too, besides the reliability thing, but like we saw, I always use the Wano thing where he like jumped in Zoro's face. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's a different relationship between them.
It's so funny you bring this up because I do have a piece on that conversation that we had coming up later. I don't know if we'll have time to go through it because there's a lot that I have to go into. But I'll save it for then.
Okay. All right. And I think that's all I have for now. Yeah.
All right, Seb.
I didn't have too much for this part, but Sanji's always been clutch, so I'm not surprised at him saving Robin. I did like locked in Sanji. I kind of thought in the same process as Lawrence as far as like, was it something that Gabon told him that's got him super hyper-focused, or is it just the situation? He heard the story, he heard what happened, and they heard the stakes. So he immediately went to go help the crew. And now it's like, okay, I'm feeling this hockey. It's not just, oh, I heard about it. I feel what's happening, and then I'm seeing something in the distance. Like, are the people that I care about going to be okay? Is this island going to be okay? Sanji's always been a pretty compassionate guy. Jinbei's fire comment was kind of funny to me. Because one, like, like flame versus like roses or thorns or whatever. But I wondered if his water would have the opposite effect.
So it makes it grow. It gets it stronger.
Does it help? Like, are you watering the thorns or the flowers? I thought that was kind of funny. I just thought I went there. Skipping a little bit ahead to the dragon that we see with Loki. And it was kind of familiar to me. So I don't know if y'all saw this or not. But do y'all think Vegapunk tried to create this dragon? Like the Niddhoggr fruit? Because obviously he tried to create Momo's fruit. Well, Momo's fruit is a creation of Kaido's fruit. But this just looks very different, right? Like if he's making dragons, and the dragon on Punk Hazard looked a little bit like this. It has the spikes on the back. It's got the tongue out kind of situation. I think it's called Dragon 13 or whatever. I was like, is it possible that the world government had Vegapunk working on trying to gather or creating the Niddhoggr fruit, or Niddhoggr, how you say it? If you guys want to see it, it's this right here.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of similar. It's not too similar, but it's an oversized dragon, and there's a smaller version of the dragon, which is also funny to me. And these are Vegapunk creations. They're not Caesar's creations. So I'm like, I wonder if Vegapunk was tasked, or he just decided to do that himself because he might have some additional information. He has a connection with Elbaf himself. He's been here before. He's talked to Saul. So I was like, I wonder, and then we might even get an answer to that because Vegapunk is here. So maybe later down the line we kind of get a nod to this or something.
Good shout out.
Sommer's thorn launchers reminded me of Queen's brachio launchers, which was funny to me. Otis kind of repeating some bags there, but I still kind of want to see Sommer's versus Sanji, even though we kind of talked about him losing the luster as a villain here over the past couple chapters, which is kind of sad. And now, like Lionel pointed out, with the flame advantage, it's like, is this just a wash? Like, does Sanji just need to tap into Conqueror's Haki or something? Like, would it even need to get to there if he's so beaten down by these other? We'll get to that later, I guess. But I don't know. I still kind of want to see it because I do think that the dichotomy difference between the two of them and the ideal difference between the two of them is so pronounced. I'm very interested in how an interaction would go between them, but it has lost a little bit of its luster since we kind of foreshadowed it in the beginning. I was hyped as Luffy was, just kind of seeing everybody here. Like Loki's so huge, and like he'd be like the way he's scaring the other sleep tids. Like it's so funny to me because why do these sleep tids have feelings? like even last chapter when they were running away, I was like, they're just nightmares. Like they shouldn't be able to feel anything. Why are they scared of him? But I guess Laura's talked about nightmares and things that can. If they'll see the adult ones, I have a little bit more on that later. But I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought basically everybody coming together and seeing it all was cool. And I kind of just love how lax Luffy is about the whole situation. Which I know normally I'd enjoy more stakes in these situations, but I feel like right now we're supposed to be having the rising like positive moments, and maybe it's gonna shift towards like in the next couple of chapters. But I don't know. I like seeing this kind of goofy style like this, so I was with it. In general, like you got to this part right here, right? Like right here. Okay, so I won't get into the next part. But Sommer's this whole thing about being evil, like, and taking joy and switching up his emotions in or out for I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm sad. It's kind of stupid. Like it makes me laugh, but I don't know how much longer he can get away with this without becoming an actual threat to people before he just gets annoying. So I'm kind of waiting for a bigger shoe to drop for Sommer's personally. So that's it for me.
All right. I feel kind of silly in hindsight. This whole time, I'd been thinking how Sanji could be useful in the Elbaf situation, putting this massive burden on somehow awakening Conqueror's Haki, raise it to a level where he could contend with a Holy Knight, and then swoop in and save the day like he's done so many times before. What never crossed my mind was the simplest answer. He probably doesn't need Conqueror's Haki. Sanji already has fire abilities, and that alone could be a natural weakness against the Thorn fruit, which appears to be a plant-based paramecia. Not to mention, Robin already confirmed that Sommer's ability is range-based too. I think I got stuck on the idea that the fruit's transparency made it untouchable. Like, it's there, but not really there, so there's nothing to break. It's not actually plant. But if that's still fundamentally plant-based, then fire is an obvious counter. Seeing Green Bull, like the twins had mentioned, and hearing him downplay the supposed weakness of his devil fruit probably misled me into assuming Sommer's fruit shared that same kind of durability. That assumption clearly didn't hold up. And honestly, I loved how Sanji was able to make a difference from page 1, panel 1, using something so simple and so him. After watching these thorns bind everyone for so long, it was incredibly satisfying to finally see them snapped apart with ease. Love that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the hockey comment Sanji makes here because Lawrence brought it up too. I'm fairly confident he's referring to Loki. Sanji says, between the hockey and the roaring, before being cut off by someone asking, what's that shadow? The implication is pretty clear. Both the overwhelming hockey and the roar are coming from Loki. That said, I don't think this moment necessarily upscales Loki himself. I feel it's more like a Devil Fruit showcase. So let me explain. When Luffy first awakened Gear 5 on Onigashima, after Kaido thought he murdered him, Luffy revived without understanding what was happening, right? As he collapsed backward, an enormous amount of hockey erupted from him, strong enough to clear the clouds above by himself. Everyone across the island felt it. We're then told by the Gorosei that Zoan Devil Fruits possess wills of their own. Luffy's strange heartbeat, his erratic movements, and Kaido's visible confusion all reinforced that something unnatural had taken over Luffy. Yet, despite all that power, Luffy still lost once he burned through all that energy. Immediately. Like, it was like a chapter and less than a chapter, basically. Fast forward to Egghead now, right? While Luffy is fighting Kizaru, the entire island freezes. Jinbei even comments on the unearthly presence before Saint Saturn arrives. Saturn's hockey is so intense that even regular Navy soldiers can visibly perceive it. Later, Kuma punches Saturn across the island using basic armament hockey, nothing flashy, right? Dad hockey. When the rest of the Gorosei are summoned, Lucci asks Zoro if he feels that massive hockey too. Zoro confirms it's blanketing the entire island. Not long after, Zoro defeats Lucci with a standard Conqueror hockey-infused attack. He then clashes with Saint Ethan Baron, Venus Juro, both using basic Conqueror's hockey infusion, and they both break even. Now we arrive at Loki, transformed into his dragon, leaking hockey so intensely that everyone can feel it. The pattern, you can see it. It's consistent. Luffy, the Gorosei, and now Loki all wield Zoan Devil Fruits with wheels of their own, right? And each time those fruits seem to force their users to emit hockeys at levels beyond their usual control. It's overwhelming, island-wide, and impossible to ignore, but it doesn't automatically translate to their superior combat performance, as we've seen. So, in both Luffy's case and the Gorosei's, that uncontrolled output still led to defeat by opponents using equal or even lesser hockey more efficiently. So yes, this can be read as like a Loki upscale, but it could also just mean nothing more than his Devil Fruit acting on its own, flooding the area with hockey without proper utilization. And if I take this as idea a step further, Devil Fruits that seem to have wills of their own and draw out more hockey than their user can handle aren't much different from Enma. A blade with a will of its own that forces Zoro to channel far more hockey than he's accustomed to using. And then he adjusted to it over time. Feel what I'm saying?
I guess my question is it limited to only Zoans? Or do you think that other, like mythical Zoans or ancient, like, do you think other fruits could force you to draw out some level of hockey to acquiesce? Or do you think it's just Zoans? Because I, in part, agree with what you're saying.
I don't see any pattern or evidence to support that it's beyond Zoans.
Okay.
Especially after Vegapunk had stated that the easiest Devil Fruits to replicate were Zoans. The next were Paramecias.
Because of the
and then
factors.
Logias are just almost impossible.
Okay. I guess.
And no other Devil Fruit takes over their user.
Seemingly, I mean, yeah.
Only ones are Zones.
I don't have like pushback or anything. It's just an interesting thought for me.
Yeah.
Law, do you?
No. I will say like nodding that, for example, like we could clearly see that when Luke leaking the whole Gear 5th Luffy, when he awakened, it seemed like Luffy was unconsciously just using Conqueror's haki, right? So I could kind of say, all right, if you're going with that agenda, that Niddhoggr, I think I said that right. Niddhoggr, right?
Yeah.
Could have been, just willing out haki too, in this case for a Loki situation, But I will say, I'm just thinking the only difference is like Luffy just awakened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Loki, I don't believe this is awakened form. Loki's had this for 8 years already,
Yeah.
So I think the beginning stages of like learning that aspect of like the fruit is gone. Like for Luffy, he was just tapping into it. Yes, Luffy had it for a long time, but he just awakened. So it's like this is a new territory for Luffy. But Loki, unless I hope he awakened it by those 8 years, but we don't know.
I do wonder if there is like a secondary level to the Devil Fruit itself, because like you said, in Luffy's case, the Nika fruit had to be unlocked or awakened to get to the secondary point.
Mm-hmm.
While Loki, I mean, we don't know what Harold was dealing with in the castle, but it seems like he's just using this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, is there another level he can get to, or is it just this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the fruit forcing you to utilize your haki is one thing. But to me, it's like, unless Loki loses control of the fruit at some point, that's still a Loki upskill. You know what I'm saying? Because he's able to deal, like, it's not like hindering him or creating any kind of issue for him to utilize the fruit to our knowledge at this point. Even if it's forcing his haki out of him, like you were saying with Enma and Zoro. So maybe it's we get more fruit upskill later, but I don't know. I think both things can be true. You know what I mean? Like this is still Loki's haki being dragged out of him, and it doesn't seem to be having any sort of like effect on him. But it's early.
Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing about because I forgot to say it earlier. Loki definitely went in his hybrid form in that castle, because there's no way that castle is fitting that dragon.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I agree.
So, yeah.
I'm trying to see that hybrid form, man.
No word.
What does it even look like? It's gonna look like all the cool versions of Kaido we didn't get.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. It's funny if Kaido it really is Harold's son. How you gonna have both his sons eat dragon fruits?
Twin dragons, man.
Yeah. Like I said, it could be both things. I just see the pattern of what's being done right now. So also, possibly my favorite moment in the chapter, Loki straight up refusing to help the kids and saying, "Not my problem." It caught me off guard. That instantly reminded me of this movie I once saw where a man discovers that his wife, who had already passed away, had been cheating on him, and that his 13-year-old daughter might not actually be his. As wild as that sounds, my brain immediately went, yeah, that's Loki energy. If it were me, I'd want a blood test immediately, and if it came back negative, I'd probably react just as coldly. Not my problem. And walk away from that 13-year-old girl. That's what made the scene hit for me. Loki isn't trying to hide. Loki isn't trying to be noble, like Lauren said, or heroic, or emotionally convincing. He's brutally honest, selfish, and consistent with who he is. And honestly, that unapologetic refusal made the moment unforgettable for me. Just cancel.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah. Also, I won't even comment on the Summers thing, except he's an idiot. Yeah. I'll comment after. He's an idiot, bro. But other than that, let's read some super chats real quick. We'll do like 5, 6, and then we'll jump right back into the chapter.
All right. We did get another 2 months at Yonko status, our highest tier of membership from Gelato. It says, "How everyone doing today? Missed y'all last week." Hey man, we missed y'all too.
Yeah,
we were trying. We were trying. I mean, they were trying. I was out of town, but they tried to make it happen. It couldn't happen, and then flights just got pushed back. I couldn't do the call-in streams either. So sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it was just bad with the snow because also real quick, for a while we weren't getting a lot of snow, so I think a lot of snow removal things like got rid of their businesses. Because I was noticing when we got heavy snow, we seemed like not able to deal with it. Like the roads were really, really bad and everything. I think it's because of that reason.
Yeah.
So it was tough to open up the pod with that.
Lawrence for mayor.
Hey, man, Mamdani doing his thing, bro. He paying people like $40 an hour to shovel. Regular people. We got another.
What an ID though.
Hey, man.
Dang, bro.
Let's not forget he's asking for those IDs.
Hey, man.
Let's not blow past it.
Another 5 Canadian from Garlic the Bread. Gotta drop a super chat before you guys start arguing. Hashtag Larry Tax. Hashtag
Bound to
Farmhouse.
happen.
Oh my God. Thank you, Garlic. Another 7 months of Nakama status from Darth Papa Joe. What anime do y'all recommend due to One Piece hiatus?
What recommend?
Hamtaro.
Hajime no Ippo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great
So
one.
I've read the manga.
you caught up?
To a certain point, no. But I have watched the entire anime series as of 2 days ago, and I loved it.
Are you gonna catch up though?
It makes me want to like go back and read it again.
I'm gonna clean like 50 chapters back, but I'm waiting for this specific fight to end before I binge.
It honestly is the best mood stabilizer, and it also is the best motivation
Yeah.
Oh my
for
gosh.
you. If you're a guy, I would suggest watching Hajime no Ippo. There's nothing like seeing men hard at work. I'll tell you that. To make you feel like you want to work too.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it will make you want to train.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
gonna make you want to hit that.
I
gym and start
low-key
training.
teared up on something. Like one part. I forgot which part it was, but it was like a very manly, emotional moment. And it's not like, it didn't involve like any feelings or anything like that. It was just like, I think it involved Takamura.
Of course it did, man.
But I think it was about him and Coach. And like, you know how like there's a certain relationship that him and Takamura have, and like how Takamura is basically
His son.
his son. And the way, you know, he's doing it for Coach Komogawa. Bruh, I forgot which part it was, but I teared up a little bit because I was like, damn, yo, this is so manly, but it's so damn good. I loved it.
It's
So,
also hilarious.
Yeah.
oh, it's so
Like,
funny.
it's so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's actually one of the funniest mangas I ever read.
Yo.
Yeah.
Ippo does piss me off, though.
Who?
Ippo.
Oh, yeah.
I think after the Date fight, oh, man, he's...
I wanted to learn that corkscrew punch so bad.
You need help.
I'm trying to
Trying to
stop
punch people in
people's
their
heart.
heart?
What's wrong?
And
The
stop it
thing
for like
is,
a second.
you wouldn't just do it to like other people. You do it to like Lawrence, me, or Lionel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to win. Why would I not be trying to win
Yeah,
my
he's trying to
fight?
kill us.
Seriously.
Whatever. We got a couple gifted memberships from Davey Oaks, so thank you. We got another Warlord joined the ship in 1,000 Sunny's Will. Thank you. We got another 12 months at Nakama status from Doug Missy. Larry got my lady special B-Day gift, nice, cute collar. What?
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 Don't put me in none of your,
Oh, hey,
your
man.
dating parties.
Hey,
I
man.
didn't know none of
I
that.
ain't involved in none of that, man.
Hey, man.
Another 5 from Sunny DeMontes. Love y'all boys with a heart emoji. Thanks y'all for all the laughs and content. I'll be listening to the VOD at the gym after work. Hashtag Larry Tax, hashtag BBC, hashtag Milkman, hashtag Seb got cake. No, I don't. Hashtag W Chopper Clone. Thank you. Another 17 months at Nakama status from Kirby. Miss y'all boys. Happy top day, by the way. Loki is top 10. All time or current? What you saying? Saying.
Oh. How's the internet, Marv? Is it choppy?
It feels like it's coming in and out when I look at it.
All right.
But let
Just
us know
wanna
if
make sure.
you guys are
Yeah.
seeing any problems. Another 5 from Jada Rude. Jim Carrey came out and told who his double was. It's not a secret anymore. Did he? Did I miss the whole story? I guess. Another 25 from Bobby Big Plays. Since plot is now a topic on this pod, do you think it's plot that Rocks escaped the flower room? Is Rock's story plot? That's funny.
I don't think so.
People escape stuff all the time in One
Yeah.
Piece, bro.
We really
Yeah.
had Sabo escape the Gursei in Emu. Like,
That
So-
was plot.
Like,
The reason why that was plot. The reason why that was plot is because it wasn't just Emu.
Yeah,
There
it
was
was the
also the
whole
Gorsei,
Gorsei,
and they
yeah.
also were going after him, and he had to carry Cobra. Meanwhile, Rocks is full blown Rocks. Like I can escape anytime I want, bro. Like I can just fight you if I wanted to, but I can also like fight you and then escape. Sabo couldn't fight Emu. and escape.
That's fair.
There was nobody on that island that could stop Rocks except Emu. Gorsei wasn't stopping him.
Technically Harold, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, but Harold he ran into. They didn't even know each other existed.
Yeah. It's fair. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
No,
I mean, the thing about it is, like, in the most technical sense, if Emu got active, we now know, like, unless there's some secondary parameter to Dami reversing, he could have done that.
Yeah.
But that takes Rocks engaging, though.
Yeah.
Like, if Rocks is just like, no, I'm out no matter what. Like, is Emu catching him and Dami reversing him from, like, behind? Maybe. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it plot, personally. Another 5 from the Link Tales. I'm sorry, boys. It's been a hot minute. College has been a lot. Always prioritize what y'all got going on in life over us, man. We just here streaming. I would like to ask for my boy Flying, Marco versus Sanji. Hashtag Goka, hashtag Nika, where is Flying? I don't know what that says.
It's Sanji. I don't know why there's a pause there, but
I mean, his flame.
it's
I believe
100%
Sanji too, but his flames and stuff is not going to affect Marco. Sanji's trying to use hockey. Maybe his hockey combined skeleton he did on the Queen could affect Marco, but flames won't hurt Marco. They've seen that multiple times.
I'm gonna go Marco.
I'm torn. These are my guys.
It's a matchup for sure.
These are my guys.
It's a
man.
matchup. I'm gonna have to go Marco for matchup purposes.
Can Sanji overcome the regeneration? I don't know that he can do that just yet.
Not in my opinion.
Marco be, and obviously he don't be winning these boxing matches, but he do be boxing with Yonkos. Sanji don't. I'm gonna just be real. He be boxing with Admirals and Yonkos. He don't win those fights, but he's boxing with Admirals and Yonkos. Sanji just now started getting in tussles with Admirals, and he ain't look great. So I'm marking Sanji guy all day, every day.
You said the Admirals, right?
Admirals
and Yonkers, he said.
When? That's not when. When?
Thank you.
What you mean?
Thank you.
All that happened was Kaido threw a blast bash and Marco jumped in front of it. Big Mom
Wasn't even targeting
Hold on.
him.
Could
Wasn't targeting
Sanji
him.
do that?
Huh?
Could Sanji do that?
Yes.
Kick the ball butt and block it?
Yes.
He can what? He can what? You
Block.
said
He can block ball breath.
Yeah.
he can block Boro breath?
Yes.
Yo, he maybe, but y'all confident in this right now.
Yeah, Luffy really just took it.
Luffy is Luffy.
I get you, but
Luffy using God fruit to do
Luffy
that.
was in gear 5.
But he's talking about not blocking. He's talking about, like, took the attack head on, like, damage-wise.
Marco took no damage from this. That's what I'm
Thank
saying. Marco casually blocked Boro breath.
But that's flames.
This is Sanji's whole kit.
And also, it wasn't. And also,
Sanji's whole kit, bro.
Marco's whole kit is just that.
He can fly. He kicks. You know what I'm saying?
To me, even speed-wise, Sanji showed that he's faster than Marco.
Cool.
And also wise, too, that Borobeth wasn't even targeted for Marco.
Sure.
It was targeted for someone else. He just jumped in the way and still wasn't getting acknowledged by Kaido for doing that.
I'm so confused about the drugs I'll be taking off the pod.
So Zoro could briefly block Kaido and Big Mama's attack. Briefly did. He still briefly did it. But Sanji can't block
It was
lesson.
1 second.
But
Hold
still,
on.
though.
I'm not saying that Sanji absolutely can't. I'm saying y'all are so incredibly confident about it. Like, that attack can wipe the top of a mountaintop. Casually. Like, Sanji's just blocking it with no issue?
We didn't say no issue. We didn't say easily. We said we could do it.
Yeah.
You're acting like
Marco did it easily.
You're acting like you're saying
You're forgetting. I already
only because his ability.
Yeah,
not even hockey-wise.
There
was no hockey in that.
Exactly.
Block.
We seen Big Mom do the flame thing on Marco, and nothing happened. Marco said, "Because my flames don't have special abilities."
But that's another thing. But hold on, that's a whole other element. Again, that is a large majority of Sanji's kit is flames. If Marco can actively use the properties of his Phoenix powers to negate them, now it's just Sanji's hockey capabilities that's hurting Marco. I love Sanji. I think he hits hard as hell. Is that enough to knock Marco out? Who be fighting? He fought Big Mom, didn't get immediately knocked out. He fought Blackbeard. He was in there with Admirals. Like, y'all acting like Sanji has this resume that he's knocking Marco out. Since when, bro?
Marco doesn't have a resume either.
Sebastian.
But it's worse than Sanji's.
Sebastian, you can't tell me that Big Mom and Marco actually fought each other.
Exactly.
You can't say that.
Cool. At the minimum, they were in a situation, and Big Mom's words, again, I know we do this all the time on this pod, where we don't care what people say for whatever reason in the manga.
That's not what we said.
Big Mom... Hey,
that's not what happened at all.
Big Mom
you
said,
ignored Blackbeard's words.
we're not getting into this again. Big Mom said, I don't have the soul powers to deal with you right now. When, based off y'all, she could have just casually KO'd Marco in 2 seconds. And that's not how she treated that situation. That's not how the Gorosei have talked about Marco. That's not how anybody anybody whose power we respect has ever talked about Marco. So why is Sanji now capable of defeating him when Marco can again negate a large portion of Sanji's kit? He doesn't have this crazy speed advantage over Marco. That I don't see that. Like, am I tripping? Like, I'm the Sanji guy on the panel, bro. I'm the Sanji guy. If Marco can negate half the kit, Sanji's not whipping out advanced conqueror's hockey in his attacks to knock Marco out casually.
We don't. One, first
they
of
can
all,
both fly.
There is no proof at all in anywhere in the entire One Piece series that you need an advanced hockey hardening or advanced hockey at all to affect Marco.
To knock him out? Because I saw Garp hit him. Garp, one of the strongest people in the history of the verse, hit him. He was good. So again,
using the bare minimum of hockey, pre-time skip.
Garp's bare minimum of hockey is still higher than 99.9% of the verse. So what are we saying? This is Garp's hockey. Garp didn't go. Let me bleed out the weakest possible hockey I have. That didn't happen. Garp is still Garp. When Garp swings, he's Garp.
Bashford again. But did he go all out in that swing?
Cool. Even if he didn't. My point is, y'all are treating it as though Sanji can just match this. When again, half the kit is being defective.
First of all, so you think, right? Because you're talking about Garp's crazy hockey in that one attack, right? Yes, we know Garp's hockey is ridiculous, right? But you're forgetting this so minimal, a love tap that he gave to Marco, right?
Marco is casually.
He took. Right?
Yes!
Got set flying and then stopped his advance completely. That one punch stopped everything Marco was trying to do. No advancement here. You're talking about he took it, right? If he took it, he would have kept going. He stopped his advance. In fact, it looked like, for example, right? Because the whole fire thing, right? Because he's a fire doesn't really work on him. So that him blocking blast breath, right, was due to his ability, right? Because the fire doesn't work on him. That's the only reason why I did, right? Pure ability, not hockey, pure ability, right? For what we can tell, that minimal punch, that minimal hockey used, that love tap that he got by Garp did more freaking damage to Marco because hockey was involved, not ability-wise, right? Now Sanji, right? He doesn't have an ability. It's going to be hockey and whatever special effects he has from his lineage, right? Or upbringing the way he was, whatever did, right? But it's going to be hockey. If this level of hockey, right, what we've seen from Garp, right? Clear hockey, minimal love tap, affecting Marco this week. So now, advanced hockey hardened user like Sanji, we saw Marco, right?
You said advanced hockey user like Sanji?
More advanced than the attack that with Marco. I'm talking about hockey hardening because Garp used, just clear hockey, that love tap.
You gotta be careful, yo. They be coming after you.
I know you're right. I'm sorry. I'll try to make more clear. I'm talking fast, right? But yeah, what I'm trying to say is here because I know you guys before we got to a whole argument with the whole thing with Big Mom's hockey hardening versus Garp's that low attack, right? Because I even compared it to because we're example. What do you think is stronger, Luffy's Gear 3 hockey harden attack, or that clear attack that he punched Marco with, Garp punched Marco with, or Luffy's Gear 3 hockey hardening attack? Which is stronger?
Garp.
So I want to clarify. Mm-hmm. You think the punch that Garp did against Marco pre-time skip during Reef for War, that clear hockey attack, is stronger than Luffy's Gear 3 attack that we saw, like for example, let's say we saw on Dressrosa. It's stronger. Or it is like
the one he did on Shinjo?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's stronger. Okay. Because interesting enough, right, that you say that, right? Because we saw Garp use a stronger attack than that attack he did against Don Chinchou, against Marco. to push in Don Chinchao's head, right? And then Luffy, right, uses a Gear 3 attack, right? To guess what? To undo what Garp did. Right? And then also, too, so that's comparable there. But also, too, another factor you guys said, you guys believe that Garp's punch there, right, was stronger than Big Mom's punch, right? I saw Big Mom's hockey on the arm block, who did I say, Lionel? Did I say, was it Gear 3 or Gear 4?
Gear 4.
Gear 4 attack, right? So you're trying to tell me that Garp's punch that he did against Marco pre-time skip is stronger than Luffy's Gear 4 attack? That's what you guys are telling me. I want to hear it. That's what you guys say.
My statement is, on average, Garp attacks are stronger than Luffy Dressrosa attacks. Luffy Whole Cake Island attacks.
In Gear 4 too?
Sure, yes.
So Garp's pre-time skip is stronger than Luffy's Gear 4 attack. All right, that's what.
Yes!
I rest my case, guys. I rest my case.
Our point is, we don't see Marco get hit with hockey attacks at all. The only time we saw him get hit by is by one time Garp, and we saw the effect of.
And he didn't take much damage. This is my point.
Bastion, again, it's regular hockey. Have Marco see me up here to Marco taking a hockey harden or in outer emissions or inner emissions. Tell me then.
I don't know. Why are we downscaling Garp?
No.
I'm trying to get.
How's this
It's not.
downscaling Garp?
It's Garp.
Bastion.
The average Garp hockey-based attack is just significantly stronger than most attacks.
You don't know how much hockey he puts in that attack. You can't say that.
No, Sebastian.
Since we saw other stuff he did before.
Hold on.
They're not the same level.
No, Sebastian's contradicting so much. This doesn't make any sense to me. You fully believe, wholeheartedly, right, that Luffy's supposed to surpass Roger, right?
Yeah.
How's he surpassing Roger when he can't even now, and what he's doing now, he can't even surpass someone who rivaled Roger, right? And we believe that Roger's stronger than Garp, right? You're saying that Garp, right, in his old age, using the lowest form of hockey he has, right? Luffy using his strongest hockey at that time can't even beat that.
How much stronger do you think Luffy is right now than he was in that moment? How much? What do you think? What do you think the difference?
You said Gear 4.
Yeah. What do you think the difference is between Gear 4 bound man Luffy and current Luffy? What Luffy can currently do? Because it's not close, Lawrence. It's not close.
Sebastian, so
yes, at that time, he wasn't sniffing the Rogers of the world. He was fighting in life or death battles with Doflamingo at that time. He's not sniffing the Garps, the Whitebeards of the world at that time. He went head up with Katakuri and was life and death again. What are we saying?
Sebastian, so hold on. So writing-wise, because you always say you pay attention to the narrative. So the fact that we got the whole flashback with Garp and Chinchao, right? And we really saw this, right?
Bro, that's prime Chinchao. Spiky head, splitting continents. What Garp did to Chinchao made it so he couldn't access his treasure anymore. That's he's literally half of what he was. He's not the man he was. That's the point. Garp did this to me. You were able to reverse it. We did the same thing. That's Garp took my prime. Well, Garp ended my career as a pirate.
Sebastian, no.
You brought something back to me. I'm able to salvage the treasure now because what you did. It's not equivalent. It's not supposed to be equivalent.
Sebastian, what I'm trying to say here, right? We know that's Chinchao's prime. What I'm trying to say is, right, the fact that Oda gave us, this is the force it took to do this to Chinchao. It's not about Chinchao where he's at, right? To undo what Garp did. Right? Because it wasn't a gassy impact punch. It wasn't all that, right? It wasn't even Garp's strongest punch, right? It was simply a hockey hardened punch, and he threw out Chinchao, right? Because Garp level here is far beyond Chinchao, right? It's not close. It took one shot to do this, right? So it wasn't like what he did, all this stuff. It was just a simple attack that he did, right? And he was trying to show us here, right? The way Oda drew it is showing Luffy's growth here. And that it takes Luffy, right? To equivalent that force that his grandfather did, which is a basic punch from Garp then, because you're Luffy young age, to a Gear 4 that one. But it's showing that Luffy's growth. Gear 3, I'm sorry. Gear 3, but it's showing Luffy's strength. Right there, that Luffy's Gear 4 strength. Because right there, that we know is one of Luffy's stronger attacks, right? That Luffy's stronger attacks, at that time, at Garp it's like one of Garp's basic hockey hardening attacks. That's the example here. The same force, because if it's weaker force, it's not going to undo what Garp did to Don Chinchao. But if it's the same force, then it would undo it. That's the whole point. That's what the writing was. That's what he showed the flashback. But you're telling me that Garp's weaker punch, weaker than that, is stronger than an attack that Luffy did, stronger than Gear 3. Gear 4. That's what you're trying to say. That's not what Oda wrote. That doesn't make any sense. Especially as much as Luffy's growing now. How could you say that Garp in his old age, right, is throwing out his weakest from Haki, is stronger than Luffy's strongest attack now? When Luffy's beating people stronger than John Chin Zhao now. What are we saying here? How is Luffy supposed to grow to these things? At that late, Luffy can never surpass the greats then. Luffy's never going to surpass Garp in them. Because he's that much far weaker. His strongest now, does he be close to the Garp's weakest? That's like Ryzen, right? In his weakest state. Yusuke at his strongest is just barely battling him. How is Yusuke going to surpass this man? That's what you're telling me here. How is Luffy going to equate to Garp if he's that much far weaker? He doesn't even come close. That doesn't make any sense to me.
There's 1,000 things to say. This isn't, I guess, the time or place. Because we got chapter to discuss. We're going to have to agree to disagree. I think it's a close matchup. I'm with Larry. I'm going to go Marco for now. But I've always scaled Marco a little higher than the majority of y'all. So
we're going to jump into the chapter.
Yeah.
Marv, is the stream doing good? All right, because it looks choppy a little bit from my angle. Maybe it's just my internet. All right, guys. We're going to jump into the second part of the chapter. If you sent us super chats, just give us a little bit. We're going to read those after. Also, if you could like the video, that would be amazing. Please. Thank you. We jump back into the chapter with Shepard Sommers aiming his bramble snake head cannons packed with thorns directly at the barely alive parents of the former hostages. In a shocking moment, the children step in front of their parents to protect them. Ripley screams that she won't allow her child to sacrifice their life, but through tears, the kids shout back that it's their turn to protect their parents. Sommers is stunned by their resolve. He calls it the sweetest thing, saying that they're the best children he's ever seen. At that point, he doesn't even care about the mission anymore. Now he's deciding whose life to end first. He mocks their bravery, saying he'll never forget their stupid little faces before shouting a twisted farewell as he prepares to slaughter both the children and their parents. Ripley yells for Colin to run, but Colin refuses, trembling as he declares he'll protect her. Just as the thorns are about to strike, Zoro appears, deflecting every single thorn midair. Luffy bursts out laughing and praising Zoro, saying he's always believed in him. Zoro tells Luffy he already knows that and goes to deal with the sleep tids. A stunned Sommers demands to know who saved them. Luffy leaps into the air, catches a lightning bolt, and tells Sommers that the man who protected them was Zoro, and that Zoro is with him. As lightning cracks across the sky, we hear, "Gum gum." Luffy forms a scope with his other hand and aims it directly at Sommers' forehead. Sommers doesn't understand what's coming until Ripley covers her mouth in horror, realizing what's about to happen. Dawn Thor Rifle! A massive lightning-coated fist slams into Sommers, obliterating his brambles. His face caves in as teeth go flying. Oimo and Roto stare in complete awe. The invisible thorns wrapped around the children finally fall away. Colin excitedly tells Ripley to look, and as she sees it happen, tears well up in her eyes. We then see Luffy laughing, fully transformed, and Ripley says out loud that she's finally seeing Luffy in his all-white form. She says he looks just like Nika, that he really is the warrior of liberation, before passing out. A battered Sommers mutters the name Nika, calling it nothing more than a children's bedtime tale. Before Sommers can recover, Loki's massive claw crashes down from above, slamming him into a tree branch. Loki coldly says it's time to go. Across the western village, people begin shouting that Loki is Niddhoggr, and the parents wonder if that's what saved them from falling earlier. Nearby, Chopper, sitting beside an injured Gibbon, wonders aloud what that giant dragon is. Another giant says it has to be Loki. They've never seen anything like it before. Gibbon quietly begins to reflect on a moment from the past. With that being the second part of the chapter, Lawrence, what were your thoughts?
I love that the kids stepping up this time, or their sister to like their parents tried to save them, So now they're stepping up. It's our turn to save you guys because seeing the condition that there is, because they feel guilty by their thorns, even though it's not their fault, but the thorns are surrounding them and their parents are trying to save them. But they're saying, no, we're going to save you, risking their lives to do so. Or like the other one was a fall, but this one is basically getting shot up in a way. Like, even though they're crying, but the courage to show to stand up in here to do something anyway. I love that right here. Sommer's still showing his sicko because he's finding joy in this one and everything to do it. So it's just weird that like all the celestial dragons are kind of like this in a way. Maybe Cyrus like shows more an active pleasure in doing this, but this is how they view people. It's just so crazy that you get all people like this. But also too, we find out like as we saw in the past with Harold, right, that Emu was influencing his thoughts, right? So it's like, is this how Emu views people? Like, did this amplify Sommers to what he is now? Or is just Sommers just naturally, and it's just like, he go into it more? I don't know, like, it's like, Harold even said it. Like, my mindset, I'm literally trying to view myself as a god and superior to others, right? But now things are coming that come with so this is where every humans are your playthings, you know? So it's like, that's kind of curious to me, like how this plays into factor, like with Sommers and the Celestial Dragon's personality, especially the Knights, when they have that contract with Emu, right? And, sorry, burpee. Excuse me, right? Whatchamacallit? Luffy, Zoro stepping in like that fast to cut it. I thought it was dope saving the day, right? Because I thought it was funny how Luffy peeps it like while Sommers in the beginning of his rant. Luffy peeps it, but doesn't act right away. But Zoro jumps in before him. But then once he does it, then Luffy attacks, right? So Luffy looked dope again. Like to me, I couldn't tell because to me, it didn't make sense that he grabbed lightning. Because I'm thinking, wouldn't it be inside your fist if you grabbed it? But because it looked like it's surrounding his fist when he punched Sommers with the rifle. So I'm like, you're rubber. You don't conduct lightning. So would lightning stay with you if you just put it there or whatever? So I'm like, is your hockey involved with it? Like, did your hockey kind of like...
I think him doing rifles,
running around. I guess so with the... Like because I'm thinking he's rubber though, right?
No, that's true.
So I'm trying to think, does hockey play a factor in here? Like, because we get, for example, them cutting fire, which is an element. Them grabbing lightning, which is also an element. You can't really do this, right? So does hockey allow you to affect the elements? Because we know it can with, like, they mostly follow people's abilities, like Loggers, whatever. But we never really seen it in the natural world with fire until, most likely, now, post-time skip. Right? So is it more a factor? Does hockey mean you can manipulate the elements more often? Because then we know someone had a lightning sword. It was never explained, but he had a lightning sword. Is it because of hockey? Like, you're able to manipulate elements because we don't see much of it. And why aren't people doing this more with hockey, to do so? Because Luffy's rubber, the lightning should have not stuck with him is what I'm trying to say.
There's a flame sword as well.
Flame sword, exactly.
No, it was both.
It was both? Okay. I thought I confused them, right? But there. And then as dope as this was and Luffy looked when he punched Sommers, right? I was kind of disappointed here because, again, we all talked about, I kind of wanted this for Sanji. I kind of wanted Sanji to fight this one because now it looks kind of like he's done. Like the way he got ripped up. And it's crazy because if you compare when he first hit Sommers, his fist is like this way, but then afterwards he's turning. So he's like ripping through Sanji, like kind of like, I want to get graphic, like a shank and you twist it. It's like that, but with a punch because, it's rifle. He's spinning it. So it's like, you see what it does to Sommers. It like rips his face, like, like that, and his teeth are going. And then you compare it to like how graphics this looks to where I went back to when Gabon cut Sommers. This looks more rougher, like harsh, like more damage into it, which makes more sense because Luffy's gear 5th floor and the turn and the hockey and I guess the lightning. Because I guess the lightning plays a factor into it because not only and the hockey, because it completely destroyed not just Sommers, the ones he had around him, his ability-wise, but all the ones connected to the kid. Mm-hmm. It went to that effect, right? Destroying Sommers. So in that way, right, it's like, all right, is Sommers completely done? But then you see him speaking, but then Loki kind of like stomps on him, right? So to me, he's basically, if he took so long to regenerate or heal up from like Gabon's thing, this one he's going to take even longer, or if he's not completely KO'd right now I'm not sure for the rest of the arc or whatever, but to me, that takes away Sanji's dub. You know, because how long he has to wait to actually fight him, because that's going to be towards the end for him to actually heal from it. But it's like, the reason why I say this is like, I understand the situation and where they're at, but I don't want to get into where, like, you know, for example, we got with Dragon Ball Z and Bleach, where it was like always the main character, always Ichigo, always Goku coming in to take on these people. Because, like, I understand the main people like Emu or the boss, but like a minor person like this, Luffy doesn't have to take out. Someone else could kind of do it, because we already seen this dude got taken out by Gaban and Ray. You know, so why can't you know, while he's in a better healed condition, Sanji just take him out so Sanji gets some shine, and not the same old Luffy over and over again, where it's like, not that relying on the main character, but I'm tired of seeing the main C do everything. Is what I'm getting at. You know, I want to see his other crewmates shine as well and do something, instead of Luffy taking on and being on everybody. And that's why before, I liked how they got rid of, like we saw with Luffy, when he would fight the main character, he would fight like Sebastian would bring out, he would fight like the fourth strongest and then the head boss. Luffy would always have to double up. It's like, no, have other people fight him too, and then while Luffy just focuses on the main boss. I want more of that instead of Luffy just taking out everybody and then the main boss. Give other people time to shine. So as dope as this was, the tag team between Luffy and Loki and I guess kind of Zoro to stop the black attacks, I would like this for Sanji, because now, unless Sanji goes after Killingram, who's there for Sanji to kind of do anything? We talked about Sanji and Jinbei not doing anything. It would have been dope if they kind of stepped up and did that, you know? But, Ripley just getting excited about saying Nika. Like, I kind of want to see, I guess, more, because we know that's their gods, but what does it mean to them? I guess, I don't know if Oda's going to give us more about that, but, because to me, she's shocked, and like, she's saying, I got to finally see it, and then when she even says the comment, did you get that far? Yeah, that I believe that he is the warrior of liberation, and then she kind of able to rest, kind of like trusting everything to Luffy's hands. He's the warrior of liberation. I can sleep and knowing that my kids or whatever is going to be protected. So it's like, what does that mean for them? What is the lore of Nika that we're going to get? Like, who is he to Elbaf? But yeah, that's all I have.
All right, Seb?
I actually didn't have too much on this part. I did think, I thought the attacks were fire. Like Luffy's attack, specifically the Dawn Thor rifle. Rifle's always been one of my favorite attacks from Luffy, so seeing him still incorporate it this late in the game is great. And then him utilizing like the grabbing of the lightning to make it like a Thor rifle. I love that. It reminded me a little bit of was it Shiki? When he was fighting Shiki and
he had the lightning on his
lightning
foot.
On his foot. From the Strong World movie. I love Zoro being reliable and just kind of protecting them. I was kind of like, yo, Luffy, lock in, do something. Like, these kids are about to die, and you're like, chilling. Like, I guess you could say
that's what I was talking about.
Relying on Zoro, but like, come on, bro.
Probably use Future Sight.
I was thinking
maybe. I like the kids stepping up for the parents. You know, like in general, it's like a reversal of what happened last chapter with the parents kind of sacrificing themselves for the kids to make sure that they didn't die alone. So like these are the kids stepping up for them. It's got to be heart wrenching as a parent to witness that, like to see your kid willing to sacrifice themselves for you. Like remind me of John Q. Sommers is really just one of the most sadistic people. You brought up the thought process that is Emu influencing his thoughts like this with like the brand or the mark?
Like even more so. Like more so. Because I believe this is Sommers, but I wonder if it amplified it even more.
I think what it does is it gives him a false sense of security to really reveal his true nature in a way that he wouldn't if he wasn't branded. Like if he was just a celestial dragon, like he'd be a little more tame, but he gets this amplified like false sense of like, oh, I'm superior to even other celestial dragons probably because I'm a God's Knight. I'm granted these immortality abilities and whatever I say goes, whatever I want will happen kind of a thing. And it just turns him into this kind of a person. So it's really satisfying when, even if it is Luffy, I know I said last week or 2 weeks ago that I want Sanji to get this W. I want Sanji to want to beat him down. Luffy being like, and how it's been quoted here, the warrior of liberation, like the person that's going to set people free and everything. Like, I think it does mean something to the narrative of the story for him to be the one to take Sommers down, because we talk about the ideology differences between Sanji and Sommers. That same ideology difference is there for him and Luffy, like so drastically. So I did like it. And again, the attack was just fire. And it was a conversation people were having on the Discord this week about like whether or not Hockey is like overtaken Devil Fruits truly. And I'm like, when you find panels like this and moments like this where you can have an amalgamation of both of them together, have an impact on the story, have an impact on a fight, I like that. Because Luffy's still being the creative fighting genius that he can be, where he's casually grabbing lightning, but now I'm incorporating it into attacks where I'm utilizing like Dawn Rifle. And still also utilizing Conqueror's Haki seemingly to hit Sommers. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I do think he's using Conqueror's Haki here to hit Sommers. Maybe not the advance where they're not touching, but based off the impact that I'm seeing in the Black Lightning, I don't typically get into lightning scaling, but I do think the damage that Sommers took implies to me that there's Conqueror's Haki here. I loved seeing, like Lawrence mentioned, Ripley basically saying, like, I think he's a warrior of liberation, and like resting. Like, I can rest. Like, I'm having the most stressful day I've ever had in my life since my child has been born. And she still feels like, obviously she's tired and injured, but she feels comfortable enough to rest her eyes knowing that Luffy and his crew are here. We talked about this on Egghead. The feeling that the Straw Hats are Yonko crew. I like feeling that. I like having that feeling. And when Luffy's hyping up Zoro, like, yeah, that's my crewmate. Like, I've always believed in you, blah, blah, blah. It was cheesy to read, and I thought it was a little forced. But when I had that thought process of Ripley being able to relax because, oh, Yonko crew's here. Like Larry mentioned earlier, to start the chapter. Chapter starts with Sanji casually taking out this drastic endgame situation for the arc with the Thorns. Like, it continues with Zoro casually stopping Sommers' attack. It continues with Luffy casually defeating Sommers. And I'm like, that's the feeling that I like to have about the Straw Hats, because it's been 1,200 chapters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be kind of getting there. So I kind of like that a lot. Overall, I also really like that it was Colin that highlighted that this was Nika to his mom. And then something I just wanted to ask y'all. Like, they always talk about Nika's in white, but every time we see him, he's silhouetted in black. So I'm like, maybe I'm just like, it's like a disconnect for me in a meta way. But I'm always like even later in this chapter, we see Nika, like, he's black again. Like, he's always Mr. Game & Watch and then white hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, it's always been a bit of a disconnect for me. Like, they're always like, oh, he's all in white. And I'm like, this dude's never in white for me. But, yeah, that's kind of all I had from that section of the chapter.
Mr. Game & Watch be hitting that Nika all the time if you look.
That's what Oda got it from.
Lionel.
I thought it was dope that if you look at the chapter, Oda had the Monster Trio show out. Sanji did. Each of it, their actions were vital. Like Sanji freeing Robin, getting the crew out of their situation, Zoro saving the kids, and Luffy ending the boss who started all this from the beginning, from the Thorns thing. So I thought that was a nice touch. Oda focus on again the Pirate King and his two left and right wings in action in different ways and stuff. And they also fit their characters. Like, you know, Sanji was doing things behind the scenes protecting the crew. Zoro saving the day in a flash. I was actually wondering what tack he did, because how he got there was pretty fast, the dash attack. But what he did was, like, his blades were like his ending attack was like this. I was wondering, like, it's not a name attack, but it was interestingly a attack that he did in general. I'm like, I want to know what it is. I understood the whole Sanji thing in Summers. Like, I got it. But I always thought, like, I think you, Sebastian, you mostly, and maybe Larry, they're going to think that Sanji's going to get a Haki, awakening his conquerors in this fight. I always thought, like, since how Oda writes Sanji, it didn't make sense and fit his character. Because since, like, the whole matchup, I believe it. Like, Sommers should have been a Sanji opponent. But the way how Sanji's written, how Sanji awakens things, he's a deeper, like, depth character. So when Oda's going to reveal Sanji as a conqueror, if he does, most likely, it's going to be more of a depth in, like, character development and, like, how he did with the whole with his family and the German 66 and leading to his linear factor. Like, it was a deeper meaning. Zoro's always epic. Sanji's always more of a story and depth character, and Luffy's like a mixture of both. So that's something. Unless I get that, and I didn't think we were gonna get in that soon, like that moment. That's why I couldn't see Sanji fighting Summers. Like, he could have. His flames is a bad matchup, but for Sanji to end Summers, he would need to awaken his conquerors. I'm thinking just that connection. I'm thinking I see some of it, but that part, I'm like, that's why I couldn't see Sanji doing it. Only because how Oda writes Sanji and his developments and stuff. I was where am I? I thought it was really dope what Luffy did. We all know it was pretty dope. And it was definitely, if you look at the end of it, there's Conqueror's coming out of Luffy's fist and Summers exploding. How he hit Summers looked crazy. I was actually questioning how was Summers still able to talk, because his mouth is like ripped open from his head, and maybe that little piece is still connected, but he's still like he's the one who's talking, saying Nika is a bedtime story for kids. How are you talking right now? That's what I was questioning. Like, I don't know how. Oh, you got here right. The warrior thing with no, actually I'll wait on that one because we're about to go into it. Actually, I'll just say it. I'm actually trying to figure out what's the actual visual for Nika. Because if you look at it, almost all of them are different. I have this panel like I saw on
Just save it for the next part because that's the part you're talking about essentially.
No, that's something different for the other character. I mean, I could probably save it both because Nika's, silhouetted in that. But yeah, I'll just save it. I'll just add that to this. Okay, I'll end my turn.
Yeah. All right. So everything about Sommers' motivations is absurd. He refers to another being as a god, fears that so-called god, and claims to be acting entirely in accordance with that god's will. Yet the moment he fails his mission and is given a chance to correct it, he does the exact opposite. Instead of taking responsibility, he wallows in suffering, blames his god for his shortcomings, and abandons the mission altogether just so he can indulge in his own pleasure, like sadistic pleasures. That contradiction is what makes him so frustrating. He isn't driven by faith, conviction, or even self-preservation. He's driven by indulgence and deflection. At this point, he might genuinely be one of the most foolish celestial dragons we've ever seen. Straight up. I absolutely loved what Luffy did to Sommers. Zoro saving his kids, the kids was great. Wholesome moment. Good family moment. But Luffy stealing the scene was inevitable. I mean, him leaping into the air, grabbing lightning, twisting his arm, lining it up with Sommers' forehead, and unleashing Dawn Thor rifle was pure peak, yo. It wasn't just satisfying because Sommers has been an absolute menace these past few chapters. It was the layered callbacks that made it special. I mean, Luffy once fought a false lightning god in Skypiea when he defeated Enel with what? Golden rifle. Then in Wano, he grabbed lightning straight out of the sky and hurled it at Kaido while he was a giant. It felt like Oda fused these two iconic moments into one attack, and it worked beautifully. Visually, Sommers is trying to endure it. Like, visually, the way Sommers was trying to endure it was like Frieza trying to endure the spirit bomb when Goku threw it at him on Namek. You know? Same energy, same panic. When Luffy pulled out Dawn Thor rifle, I immediately wondered whether Conqueror's Haki was involved. I'm not convinced it was 100%. His Dawn attacks aren't always infused with Conqueror's Haki. And even if this was one, it clearly wasn't being utilized the way Gyaban was suggesting would be necessary to completely shut down Sommers' Covenant abilities. The proof is right there. Sommers is still alive and still actively regenerating. As Luffy. As Lionel said, how is he still talking, right? His face is gone. What really seals it for me is Loki noticing that Sommers survives and choosing not to use Conqueror's Haki either. Instead, just smashing him into the ground. That tells me neither Luffy nor Loki are applying what's truly required to finish off Sommers for good. Because of that, I don't think this is the end of Sommers. So once he heals up, I fully expect him to be back. And then if Sanji is to have that fight with him, that's when it will happen. The standout moment of the second half of this chapter has to go to Ripley. I mean, rightly so, right? Ever since the giant children were turned into hostages by the Holy Knights to coerce Elbaf into becoming a weapon of war, the entire situation has been genuinely heartbreaking. The kids were put to sleep, their nightmares ran rampant across their homeland, and they were forced to helplessly watch as their parents hurt themselves trying to save them. And let's not forget, Ronya was willing to sacrifice herself for the Owl Library. The children leapt from the cliff and their already wounded parents, pierced and barely standing, was ready to pass alongside them so they wouldn't pass away alone. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, the roles are now reversed, with the children stepping in front of their parents, ready to be stabbed in their place. It's been an emotional roller coaster of love, fear, sacrifice, and regret from start to finish. That's why Ripley looking up at Luffy, tearing up as she finally sees him in all white, looking exactly like Nika, this warrior of liberation, hit so hard. The fact that this happens just before she passes out makes the moment feel like a true payoff, yo. Not only for us readers, but for every character who suffered through this exhausting ordeal. It finally feels like relief earned. And that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah, it does. Shout out to Ripley, man.
Yeah.
Top mommy.
All right, let's read three super chats, okay? And then we'll get into the final part of the chapter, and then we'll read the rest of the super chats. If you guys haven't liked the video, please hit that like button for us, because I know this last part is going to be a lot.
All right. We got 20 from 100 Sunny's Will. It says, is it safe to say the warrior god and Nika were on the same side? Ragnar knows Nika and didn't act hostile towards Luffy. Maybe Warrior was going overboard and Nika had to stop him, and maybe Luffy and Loki will end the same. We will get into that.
Yeah, we're about to get into
the next part of the chapter, 1,000 wills. But thank you.
Thank you.
We got another warlord status for 26 months from JD Cervantes. It says, sup gang, just came back from vacation in Mexico. Had to take down my uncle. Glad to catch a live. Hope all is well with you all. Much love. # hockey nodded my uncle.
I'm glad you came back safely.
yeah, man.
I'm glad you came back safe.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one more.
I don't get what you mean by take down your uncle. Another 5.
Like, did you wrestle him, or is it like...
Another 5 from Kirby. It says, Oda's note in this chapter is foreshadowing for Sanji's Conqueror's hockey. The fork is hockey. A different hockey, a wooden fork that's easy to wield. What? Oda's note for this chapter? Maybe at the very end? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Again, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. We're about to jump into the final part of the chapter, and we'll answer the rest of the super chats afterwards, if you guys don't mind. So thank you so much for still being here. All right, guys. For the final part of the chapter, Gibbon reflects on the past and recalls a conversation where someone wants to know what the true treasure of Elbaf is. Another voice answers that it's a forbidden devil fruit. We then see Shanks and Gibbon, and they're remaining silent as Yarul reveals the truth. The fruit that Loki has is the dragon fruit, mythical type model Niddhoggr. Yarul explains that no matter who eats the fruit, they will transform into the largest dragon in the world. But the dragon's maximum size and power depend entirely on the user. If a giant eats it instead of a human, or an ancient giant instead of a giant, the fruit's potential is drawn out to an even greater degree. The obsidian dragon is said to breathe lightning and is so vast that day turns into night when it takes flight. Shanks then asks Yarul if, because of how dangerous this power is, they've been preventing anyone from eating it. Yarul casually replies that they haven't done much at all, because anyone who tries is stopped by the guardian hammer, Ragnar. Yarul goes on to recount an Elbaf legend about a warrior god who wielded Ragnar, Iron Lightning, and transformed into an enormous dragon to stand against the sun god. This warrior fought alongside a loyal companion, an ice squirrel named Ratatask. When the warrior vanished, Ratatask chose to reside within Ragnar itself, waiting endlessly for its master's return, or so the legend says. Back in the present, Gibbon thinks to himself that after centuries of guarding the devil fruit, Ragnar has finally chosen its master, Loki. We then see Loki chasing down the fleeing sleep tits, who scatter in absolute terror. Loki charges up lightning and unleashes a devastating blast, shouting the name of the attack, Thorheim. The sleep tits are completely eviscerated as they fly past Gunko. Through Gunko, now possessed by Imu, we see 3 figures reflected, Ratatask, Luffy in Gear 5, and Loki in his full Niddhoggr form. Emu calmly says, I see. So Niddhoggr, that's where thou were. With that being the final part of the chapter. Seb, what were your thoughts on it?
Okay, so a couple things regarding this. One, it makes perfect sense to me now why Rox sought this devil fruit for Harold. It would be here. I'm sure Rox or somebody in the Davy clan passed down this ancient lore information. And in my opinion, it is the Nika fruit and the Niddhoggr fruit that he was trying to get himself and Harold to eat, to basically fulfill this prophecy or whatever. Not so much prophecy, but basically to recreate this moment where Harold would have it. And he would need an ancient giant who's not just an ancient giant, but also the king of Elbaf and a Conqueror's Hockey user. And Harold was all those things and seemingly could have eaten this fruit and used it, because Rox's words, I don't remember what they were exactly, it was that no one else would be able to utilize the fruit to the degree that I would need Harold to use it. Something along those lines, something in that vein. So it all makes so much more sense now. I don't know why we didn't put more 2 and 2 together. I thought the picture was great about like the little, if this person eats it, this is the size of the dragon. If this person eats it, this is the size of the dragon. It had my mind going in 1,000 places. I'm not gonna lie. What's the biggest being that could eat this fruit, and what would it then look like if that ate it? So my mind went to like Zunisha. My mind went to oh my god, I'm blanking again. The giant shadow creature from Thriller Bark. My mind went to Onigashima's skull.
Yeah.
Which also led me down a bigger rabbit hole as to whether or not the skull itself is just the person who ate this fruit originally. And it gave me down an even deeper rabbit hole of, is that the dragon that Ryuma allegedly took out? Because you get what I'm saying?
It's not possible.
Yeah.
I get it.
Listen.
Ryuma existed 400 years ago. They answered it. Well, roughly 400 years ago, 500 years
Let
ago.
me rephrase. Maybe not Ryuma.
Yeah.
But if history repeats itself in the way that it always has in One Piece, is there some secondary Ryuma ancestor that took out this dragon?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, why has it be this dragon though?
Because the way my mind is working is that it has the horns and it's extremely large. Like the size of the skull on Onigashima is so large, it's not normal. Like that doesn't exist in nature normally. But
I don't think that's what he's asking.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm asking like because I'm pretty sure they said in One Piece that dragons usually exist back in One Piece back then. They don't exist anymore. They're extinct. So I didn't think it was an actual fruit. The whole time I thought, no, it was just a dragon. Lily dragon flying around. Yeah.
It's possible, I suppose. It doesn't seem to have a dragon skull, though. You know what I mean? Like, the shape of the skull is relatively humanoid, in my opinion. Like, it looks more like an Oni or an Elbaf giant than it does a dragon in a traditional sense. At least the way that dragons have been structured in One Piece. Like, they have the long snout. Or, like, even Kaido has, like, the weirder snout. But I don't know. I mean, you could be right. It could very well just be a dragon. But I don't know. My mind went to, like, did a former Wano legendary swordsman take this thing out? Like, is that what we got going on? And then I thought back to Marco saying that the island of Onigashima itself wasn't always called that. So what was it called before? My mind went to, like, Old Elbaf or something along those lines, or Warland or something. Like, what is it actually called? We got that little nugget, and we'll probably get the answer to it if it is indeed tied to this. Because they also have that giant sword there on Elbaf. I mean, on Onigashima, they have the giant sword here. I don't know if they're one and the same. I also noticed that in the silhouette, Nika is so incredibly large, just like this giant would be. So it's like Nika's always been doing this larger, taller thing. My mind went to how the Ratatoskr would get this devil fruit, or at least this power. My mind just gravitates towards, once this person died, the Ratatoskr ate the devil fruit, and it already had some sort of ice powers itself. I could be tripping with that, but I feel like that's how it worked. Or at least the Ragnar fruit.
Who passed?
Once the Elbaf warrior god dude passed.
You're saying Ratatosk ate his fruit?
Yeah. And maybe I'm tripping with that.
Are you saying The Ratatask ate the Niddhoggr?
Not the Niddhoggr fruit. The fruit that was attached to. Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Never mind.
I don't know how that squirrel got into that.
Yeah, my mind went.
I have a theory why that happened.
Okay,
Though.
cool. All right, so ignore all that, I guess. All right, so beyond that, man, I gotta say, Lawrence highlighted a little bit earlier about the nightmares of the adults, and I thought Oda did a good job of actually showcasing another nightmare, and this is the nightmare of the world government. What rocks wanted to come to pass? Luffy and Loki, or the sun god Nika and this war god of Hellbath, fighting together against the world government. This is their nightmare. This is everything that they've ever tried to stop from happening, and it's finally actually happening. Because, again, I'm a guy who believes in the narrative of the story. If these two characters were rivals or whatever back in the day and fighting constantly, this is the original Rox and Harold. This is the original Whitebeard and Roger. This is the original Luffy and Loki now. And this is these two potentially teaming up and creating this like dynamic that I don't know what Emu has in store to prevent it, but he's gonna have to pull something out of his bag, man, because this is a lot for me. And beyond that, we also highlighted the best friend rival thing that I talked about a little bit ago. I have something for this. I don't know if we have time because it's a little long. I'll ask you, Larry, do you think we got time to go over it or not?
It's 8.
Okay.
It depends on how, lengthy Lawrence and Lionel's are. So
but
if you guesstimate, go for it.
I should have enough time. I just don't know if we'll be able to be chopped up into a smaller video or not. But
do you want to do it like a part of your combo now, or do you want to wait for like me and the twins and see how much time we got left over?
I don't know. Because it is a part of what I'm saying now, technically.
Okay.
Yeah. But essentially, and this came up in the Discord a little bit this week, but last year, I had my hidden requirements to becoming the Pirate King. Things nobody has to put on resume, but every Pirate King candidate seems to need. To become the Pirate King, in my opinion, you need the support of your era's greatest rival and the loyalty of your closest friend. And I still stand by it, but I'm gonna be real. I left one slot a little shaky because the comments of that thesis was argued about my choice of casting, not about the thesis itself. So the conversation got stuck on who Luffy's best friend is. So I'll say it again, loud and clear for you, Lawrence. I still believe it's Usopp, right? That's his closest friend and companion. He still fits that requirement better than anyone, in my opinion. Whatever. But the bigger update is this. I'm starting to waver on who I believe Luffy's era-defining rival actually is. And after all this Elbaf lore that we're getting and revealing, I think we have a new contender that's taken the top spot. And it's Loki, not Zoro. Essentially, again, my original breakdown was to become the Pirate King, you need the two relationships to shape the era. Your best friend or anchor, the one who grounds you, challenges you emotionally, and becomes a human proof of your dream. Not your right hand, not your strongest, but your closest. That's why I always leaned Usopp for Luffy. And then your greatest rival, but who stands across from you as a force of equals for your era. And at the end, their existence validates your claim to the crown. Not necessarily your final villain, your Whitebeard, your era's counterweight. This is where I originally said Zoro, because it's true. Luffy securing the bond of the future world's strongest swordsman is insane. But Zoro is more of a pillar than a counterweight. He's a structure, a loyal wing to Luffy. The rival slot requires something a little different, especially in Luffy's case. It needs a mirror, a myth, a competing destiny. So let's be honest about it. Zoro and Luffy do have rivalry moments, but their dynamic is more of a captain and sword, a right hand of sorts, not kings on opposite hills. Zoro's dream is literally to support Luffy's dream. It's nested inside it, and that's not technically a rivalry, even if they have a non-compete clause with their dreams. A true rival isn't somebody helping you to become the Pirate King per se. It's somebody that, if you become Pirate King, it redefines what it means for them to exist. That's why when people brought up Blackbeard, Kid, or even Shanks, it made sense, but they are a little far off here. With Elbaf, it introduces that those rivals don't fully give what Luffy needs. A rival that isn't just political or pirate-based, but mythical. Now, here's the core update. Luffy has been building his crew and building his rivals to this point, his path to Pirate King. Freedom, friendship, willpower, inherited legend, etc. But his rival seat has always been messy because every candidate is missing one thing. They don't compete with Luffy's story on a mythic level. Blackbeard has the narrative opposite, yes, darkness, ambition, theft. But Blackbeard is framed as a potential end boss and a villain, not a era's rival per se. Kid was a competitive peer, but he's never been close enough to Luffy at all. And Shanks is more of Luffy's guiding star and compass for what he wants to become versus a rival seat, more of a mentor figure. Luffy doesn't have that kind of rivalry with Shanks. He needs a mythic counter. In comes Loki. If Luffy is the sun god in the narrative of One Piece, Loki is the war god or the god of war from Elbaf in the narrative of One Piece. We now see that highlighted in this ancient rivalry between possibly Nika or Joy Boy, who knows, and whoever this warrior god of Elbaf is in the silhouette. Now, a lot of fans have misunderstood Whitebeard's role in this. Whitebeard wasn't Roger's enemy. He was the other mountain of the era. Two forces so massive that the world couldn't ignore either one. That's what makes the Pirate King title real. The strongest peer accepts the reality of it. That's where Loki starts to shine here. Because Loki isn't built like another pirate captain chasing some treasure. He's built like Elbaf's legend, this mythic force with a mythic fruit, with a mythic hammer, and a war god archetype. An ancient misfit, not aligned with almost anything else in the One Piece world, except for Elbaf's role in the story. And that's the key. He can coexist with Luffy without actually chasing the same dream. The same way Whitebeard coexisted with Roger without chasing the same dream, and the same way Harold coexisted with Rocks without chasing the same dream. And that's what makes it clean to me. Luffy has the Nika fruit, a power tied to liberation, absurdity, destiny, and the world's oldest change, while Loki has the Niddhoggr fruit. It creates this counterbalance. Luffy's the dawn, freedom, laughter, uprising. Noki's the abyss. He's the roots. He's the destruction of all things, potentially. And he's the war god. Literally the god of war, like Kratos or something like that. It's myth versus myth, not good versus evil, technically. So, to me, we see these patterns from Roger and Whitebeard, Rocks and Harold, and this ancient rivalry between potentially Nika and the war god, and now Luffy and Loki. The question becomes, how will Luffy get Loki to support his claim as Pirate King, which was the crux of my original thesis? I don't have the answer to that just yet, but I'm looking forward to finding out what it is. We have a couple different options for how we get there. Obviously, their ideologies may clash or crash, but they both believe in freedom, and ultimately, Loki still believes in the dream that Rocks had about fulfilling and destroying the world as it is, or potentially taking over the world. I don't know exactly how Luffy can get Loki to envision this his way, but Rocks will probably be the key, which is why it was important to get the Rocks flashback here on Elbaf while we're getting characterization for Loki. So I'm putting Loki's name in the ring as Luffy's rival of his generation. And maybe it's too soon for that. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit. But to me, I don't think there's a better choice. I'll stop there.
All right. Pretty good, man.
Yeah. I cut some of it. There's a lot here. So I'll leave it.
No, I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to definitely put it together.
Okay.
All right.
What y'all think, though? I mean,
because we only got 53 minutes.
You're right.
Yeah. And we got to answer super chats. I don't know how long they're going to be. Law?
I'll try not to be too long, but I'm just
going to do whatever you have to do.
Okay. All right. The Karen size that like ordered frame in our mind. Where he's talking about the dragon and thing. I thought little pictures were pretty cool because the human looks so small compared to everything else, and I thought the same thing. What's the biggest dragon we could get size wise, and who could eat it? Right. But the breakdown about this to me, does this confirm? Because I know it was kind of up in the air that Nika is a real person, or do you guys still think a legend or a myth? You guys just confirm it?
Nika could have been a person, but I don't think it had the powers.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
I don't think a person could have powers like that. where we see minks, they have electricity, and they're real, but that's because they're animals. Where Nika's probably just a real person. So hockey was probably always a thing.
Yeah. But that's not going into like the hockey being able to manipulate elements, I thought about too, like for example, does this confirm that Nika is a real person? I think it kind of it's not confirmation, but I feel like it kind of not confirms it, but alludes more to the idea that he is an actual real person because they're going to this war god who it's not why he didn't name him, I don't know, right? Is a real person, right? And it also changes that fact that all right, also we heard that he was able to turn into a dragon. Does that mean ability-wise, or that was just his special ability? And if it wasn't ability before, why was because also too the hammer? If I can't say the name, so I'm just calling him the squirrel, right? Wasn't a fruit before. How did the hammer turn into a fruit for the squirrel to like eat it or whatever? Because that's we're guessing what happened, or maybe this is a mythical squirrel. It's able to do something like that, like fuse with weapons, maybe, and that's how it's able to do that and like. Whatever, and then, but that is so doesn't explain. All right, did this warrior giant, right? Did he have an ability, or was just his special power to turn the dragons? Because we don't know. Because he's look like he's living in the time of Nika. We don't know how that world was back then. Whatever, is this pre-devil fruit? Because also too, Nika himself becomes a fruit. Because if that's the original Nika and this is this guy, do they both eventually become fruits for whatever reason? Mm-hmm. That's my thoughts on it. Because if these are like the original Elbaf fruit and the original Nika, eventually they become fruits for people to eat. But like if these are the original forms, how did they become fruits? What's going on here? What was the world like for them to become fruits? Because we know Vegabunk's theory, but that doesn't explain how they became that. So going into it before, I know it's gone a little bit what me and Larry were talking about here. So I was saying before, so I do believe, like, for example, like you were saying how Loki, right, had to be chosen by Ragnar, right? And it seemed like for the case, like, all right, he chose Loki, right? But I do believe that choice had a lot to do with the strength that Loki is. Right? Reasons why being it, right, is that, all right, we're getting here. I don't know if this guy, who this person was he just a warrior? Was he the first king of Elbaf? Or one of the kings or whatever, Elbaf? We don't know. But we know that he was named that he was a warrior god of Elbaf. Very little detail, the legend around there. Like, who was he in the past, right? But I'm thinking, all right, so this squirrels now is a rating for someone to, against either the strength of or the person to rival or be the strength of his master, the squirrel, and rival Nika, right? So, and also, too, thinking about, too, is like, I thought of, like, Harold's name, right? Harold's name is kind of like a relatively common or basic name in Elbaf or Norse mythology, right? But Loki, that name itself, is kind of based off the Norse mythology god. And if Oda chose that name for Loki in this way, and this person's supposed to be war god, to me, that kind of lets me to believe that Loki, in a way, was at birth supposed to be special, right? What I mean is that, so what I'm going at is that, so when we first saw like Harold as a young one, we saw him, flick a booger and like torpedoed a shark, right? And like took him out. So then that led us to believe that all these ancient giants or whatever are special, right? So when I saw Loki get thrown off, like freshly born as an infant, get thrown off that, to his like passing by his mom, right? In my mind, I subconsciously thought, all right, that's just the strength of all ancient giants, right? They all can do that. Right? But then I started thinking about like Loki's eyes and everything, how he's supposed to be and how what he's showing later on and even now. I'm like, and this made me question, is this all ancient giants have that strength? Or is it just Loki's just special? Because not only was he thrown off, freshly born as an infant, off that, like, an Elbaf tree, like the Adam tree, and crashed down that's supposed to pass, but then he climbed up, right, as an infant, and then fell back down. And while he's falling, through his own, like, not his own power, but was able to decapitate the head of a bear. And not just any bear, an Elbaf bear in the underworld, right? Showing that strength that Loki is as an infant. So I was like, all right, is Oda telling us that Loki's special? Or all ancient giants are able to do this? And then they also go into his eyes. Why is he the only person with these eyes? Like, almost like it's supposed to mean something, right? So that also makes me believe, so going into it too, now, and I told you guys before, like, because paying attention to the timeline, right? Because we all talked about, all right, Harold, it was said that he may have went after Ragnar, right? But we all know that it was probably at the age of like 15 or before he met Ida and all that stuff because the change in attitude, right? But I started doing the math and looking at Loki's age when he actually got Ragnar, his strength, right? I noticed his age is not too different far from Harold's. If Harold was we're speculating at 15 around that time when he went after Ragnar himself, but couldn't do it because we know Ida may have changed it, so he may not went after it. We don't know, but 15s are the age will go around, right? But Loki, when he got it, he's the age of 19. He's 19 years old when he goes after Ragnar and he gets it, right? So at that young age doing that, and then also at infancy growing up to here, and those special eyes and him being named Loki in Oda's world, Loki as named after a mythical Norse mythology god, it made me think that I wonder if Oda's trying to tell us that Loki's supposed to be a special case, because also too, Loki's mom, who is also an ancient giant, right? I don't know if Harold's mom was too, because Harold has the horns and everything, but we know he has that lineage in him. But is he from both sides like Loki was? If that matters, maybe not. I'm just throwing it in there. But what I'm bringing is that she thought that this should end Loki when she threw him off, right? In her mind, this is going to end my child. As horrible she is. But it did it. But Loki showed the strength to even climb up and everything. So I'm going to like who, and then Ragnar deeming Loki as seeing his new master or the reborn of his master, whatever how Oda's doing it, of this warrior giant from the past that rivaled Nika, fought Nika, whatever, right? Makes me believe that Loki is like an exception. He's special, right? In that aspect of why he was able to do so. So yes, he was chosen because whatever it could, I don't know if Oda's really doing the reincarnation thing or whatever, because like if Luffy's supposed to be the next Nika or Joy Boy or whatever, Loki's the same for this thing with the ancient giant. Don't know, but either or, that shows that he's like a special case. And because also too, the dynamic of how Loki even got Ragnar, it wasn't like the Ragnar or the squirrel recognized Loki's personality. Oh, you're different. You're like just like my old master, the old warrior god of Elbaf, whatever. No, it was more like Loki showed strength, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess you resemble." I don't know his thoughts. He didn't give any thoughts because he's a squirrel, right? But it led him to believe that this is who my master was or is. So that makes me believe that Loki proved to be special from birth, from that on, into now of why he was chosen by Ragnar, these special cases, especially doing it at 19. That's it's older than 50, but not much older. So that's my thoughts on that. Like pretty much, maybe Loki was being special the entire time. He's different because it's funny just too. I didn't find out, but like I know. Actually, I don't want to say that, but yeah. But I think there's something special about the eyes. Maybe Oda is going to leave the prophecy about the eyes, but I heard a prophecy about the eyes. I don't know too much about it, but I heard something in Norse mythology about Loki's eyes in a different, not pertaining to One Piece, but in a different thing. And I didn't get the reveal of it yet, but I wanted to see if they line up in Norse mythology. So I was like, oh, because it was just, the prophecy was like this baby's going to be born with the image of the eyes of a serpent. And when I heard it, I was just like, Loki? But it had nothing to do with One Piece. It was just this thing I was looking at. And I was like, I don't know anything about Norse mythology, so I just thought if they linked up, whatever. But it was supposed to be a prophecy by this special princess that said it about the baby. So I'm just linking that. So I wonder if anything. So, I think, I don't really have much about Emu. We know he was looking for the Nika fruit, and then now the Elbaf fruit, which, the Niddhoggr. It's just, I don't have much thoughts on it. I just know he was looking for both of them. But yeah, that's all I'm going to end for now.
It's crazy he didn't search Hellbat for it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's what I have to say.
Like, what we doing, bro?
All right, Lionel.
So I was thinking of seeing Nika with the shield and the sword. I made me think of, because I saw something on Reddit that they have people's images of Nika. Only recently it started becoming just a shield and the sword. I don't remember what's the first time we saw the silhouette of Nika. I don't know if it was Who's Who or back in, they made a reference in not Skypiea. I don't remember. But because they had, remember Nika, well, the first time we saw Nika, I think, he had a sword and a spear. But now it's been drifted or changed. But the person put on the Reddit that those are people's images of Nika. We actually don't know what Nika looks like how he really looks like. But those are people's images because they never saw Nika. They just know of it. And I don't know, the mural, the only one I could give off is the mural because that's how long it's been. It could have been during Nika's time. So I don't know. So I'm like, I just want to know what's the actors. One had a sword and a spear. Now one has a sword and a shield. But that's been more of the theme now with Nika's imagery. I was questioning this too, like Nika and this warrior god fighting, and and pretty much how Emo views both of them as, I guess, I'm assuming as an enemy, right? And it made me think of so we didn't get this guy's name. I actually think Oda's referencing Odin, the Thor's father, off this guy. I think I'm not saying that's going to be his name, but even if you look at, I'm not saying Odin, right? That's like, he's a war god, something like he references war or whatever as well. But I saw in Wikipedia they mentioned that. I always get it too much. Who's the one with the long beard? Dory or Bragi?
Dory.
Dory. During his during a little garden, he mentioned when he was fighting Bragi and he gets that poison drink ale thing and explodes in his stomach or whatever. Like he's going to continue fighting him. He says that pretty much. I have it here, and I guess we don't know if it's a reference to this this warrior god in Elbaf, but he says. This is the judger of the Elbaf, the god of war. So he mentioned that. And that was chapter 119. And now we're getting a reference of this warrior god. We don't know if it's the same one he's referring to, but Wikipedia mentioned it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, we got a reference to him way back in the beginning, and now Oda's clearing, this is the person that Dory is talking about. And I was so that's what I was thinking. I started looking at the dragon, because I'm thinking of the timeline. We didn't know about this warrior god fighting Nika until now. And I was wondering, is this during the back time during the war, the first world? So I go back, and because I don't know, we don't know, it got to be revealed when Oda reveals it. But I started looking at the mural again, and I said, because I don't remember this guy being in the mural and going to world. Then I saw this. This actually could be him, but in dragon form.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, because how this dragon looks similar to Loki's dragon now. Like how big he is and everything. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know I'm talking about this.
Yeah. It's in the second world, Everybody's been.
So that's what I was thinking, so everybody thought that too, right?
Yeah.
Really? I was like, yo.
Niddhoggr was shown.
Huh?
Once the Niddhoggr was shown.
I didn't think to this guy being that person though.
That's what I'm trying to confirm, like, because they're fighting now. Right, Loki and the sun god and the guy. I wonder if what happened that they teamed up to fight Emu. I'm assuming something happened. Or I don't know, or they became. So I don't know, what were you gonna say?
It's not a major thing, but I've always wondered, in that mural we see a figure of Nika and another ancient giant.
Yeah, and
we see the Niddhoggr fruit in the middle, seemingly.
Yeah.
Is it possible that guy wasn't like the king of Elbaf? He was just like its guardian protector. The same way we talk about Yamato is, the same way we talk about Loki will be.
Yeah.
So it's like, what if this is the Elbaf nation's king here, who is an ancient giant, and this is just another super strong warrior of Elbaf that became the Niddhoggr. You know what I mean? But my bad.
Because I only go back because we saw the creature. To us, it looks like he's blowing fire at the other weird creature in the first world, whatever that is. And we see the third creature, Nika and them attacking. Because we all separated, these are events, but we actually don't know if these are entirely separate. They just broke up the first world, but we don't even know if all these happened. This happened in the first world, this happened in the second world, and this is happening in the third world. We just know this could have happened going into the big giant war, just all this giving references or vague stories of this was going on in the first world, this would happen in the second world, and the third world, I guess, is us. But this is the war that happened back then. This is the war that Oda's showing. So I don't know. That's why my mind started changing when I started seeing this, and because now seeing this guy, I'm trying to figure who he is. And again, was he in this war? Did he participate in? Is that him with the dragon? That's where my mind went. I don't know if it's accurate or true or not, but I find that really interesting now, with this guy and Nika. And they were battling, and now, because going by with Emo's expression, because again, we already know that he was looking for the sun god fruit. But now it's kind of implying that he was just like Rocks. So Rocks and him were looking for the same fruit. That's what I'm applying. That Rocks and him were both looking for this fruit. And we don't know if they even bunk up that conversation. Now I want to know if Rocks and Emo had more of a conversation now. Like did he bring up these things? Like, and Rocks is not going to tell Emo, I know where that fruit is at. Why would he? Wouldn't make any sense. Because, and it's funny, when did this fruit get locked up in Elbath for so long? And nobody, that's, because we know the sun god fruit was somehow, maneuvering away from them. But when did this fruit became, all right, we're going to lock this fruit up and not let it be revealed until the right person eats it? Because pretty much, the sun god was doing this, Nika's fruit was pretty much doing the same thing. But somehow it looked like it was moving on its own. So I don't know. I just think it's very weirdly interesting now with certain reveals that what it did. But I think those are the two things I was going to bring up. But I think I'm done here.
Okay. All right. So before I get into this, I want to address something up front. A lot of people were excited to see my live reaction to the new information about Loki because I previously said things they didn't want to accept, even though they were based on evidence we had at the time. Many thought this reveal would be a definitive gotcha. It wasn't. The new information being referenced is the claim that Loki is larger than Kaido's flame dragon torch form. And to be clear, I never said Kaido is definitely bigger than Loki. I said it was a possibility, and it still is. The confusion starts with Yaru and the legend he recounts. His statement actually contradicts how many people are interpreting it. He says that no matter who eats the Niddhoggr devil fruit, they will transform into the largest dragon in the world, but then immediately clarifies that the size of the dragon corresponds to the size of the person who eats it. In other words, if a giant eats it instead of a human, or an ancient giant instead of a giant, the fruit's potential is drawn out more fully, right? That distinction matters. It's not eat the fruit and you are just automatically the largest dragon, dog. It's based on who you are, and you could become the largest dragon. Now, yes, Loki being an ancient giant gives him an enormous advantage. That's undeniable. Based on what we know, his body type likely allows for the greatest possible size extraction from the fruit. That's fact, right? We all know that's fact. But here's the proposition I want people to seriously consider. And it's like Seb said. What if the legend Yarul is referring to isn't Loki at all, or his ancient giant type? What if the original Niddhoggr from the mural, right, was a giant from the first world, one far larger than Loki? And what if the Onigashima skull itself, which clearly has ancient giant features, belonged to the first user of the Niddhoggr devil fruit? If that's the case, then that would represent the maximum possible size of Niddhoggr, not Loki, and not even King Harold's Heir of Giants. This brings me to the scale comparisons. Loki stands at roughly 220 feet tall. You know who else stands around that height? The numbers on Onigashima. All 10 of them. Onigashima itself is generally estimated to be about 35 miles long. That would place the numbers and Loki at roughly 0.04% the size of Onigashima in length. If you stacked all of them up together, they wouldn't even get to half of 1%. Kaido in his flame dragon torch form is estimated to be between 400 and 1,000 meters long. That puts him at roughly 0.24% to 0.62% the size of Onigashima. That's a significant difference in scale, right? So when people suggest Loki is anywhere near 35 miles long, I just don't see it. Based on environmental comparisons, like the Sun Village and Loki's on-panel presence, he's absolutely monstrous, but not Onigashima-sized. And I also don't think he's larger than Kaido's Flame Dragon torch form. Don't forget, who else might be a little ancient giant? Could they be comparable? Brother, absolutely. They are definitely comparable. Kaido's advantage is length, while Loki's might be mass, more girth and tonnage, more density. And keep in mind, Kaido has to enter the Flame Dragon Torch mode just to compete with Loki's scale. So, generally speaking, yes, Loki is bigger than Kaido in the general standard. But Flame Dragon Torch Kaido absolutely gives him a run for his money. That's all I'm saying. Go back, look at Onigashima, look at the numbers, look at the scaling, then ask yourself whether Loki in dragon form is truly larger than what Kaido displayed, or if this is another case of legend being interpreted too literally. Also, to strengthen my case, if the ancient giant who consumed the Niddhoggr devil fruit is actually the skull on Onigashima, that would perfectly support the idea of an even larger dragon existing, hence being the largest dragon in the world. It would also make sense that someone who ate the serpent devil fruit could have wrapped themselves around the One Piece world, creating the red line, helping explain why everything in the first world appears to have been so much larger. Plus, if this Onigashima person had the Niddhoggr fruit, guess who's blowing flames at the serpent? Had to be somewhat the same size. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the Elbaf legend surrounding the warrior god who wielded the weapon Ragnir. According to the story, this warrior transformed into an enormous dragon to battle the sun god, with the ice squirrel Ratatask fighting at his side. After the warrior god's passing, Ratatask, now without a master, chose to inhabit Ragnir and wait for its owner's return. Okay. Based on the legend, the implication seems straightforward, right? The warrior of God ate the Niddhoggr devil fruit, wielded Ragnir, and fought alongside Ratatask as three separate forces against the sun god. But that version of events doesn't fully add up because Ratatask is clearly shown residing in Ragnir, meaning Ragnir itself is a weapon imbued with a devil fruit. So here's my interpretation. I think the original warrior god passed, and the original Ratatask passed with him. Ragnir was left behind by itself. At some point later, the people of Elbaf collectively wished for Ratatask to exist again, and that desire manifested as a mythical Zoan devil fruit, containing Ratatask's spirit and power. Because Zoan fruits have wills of their own, that fruit found its way back to Elbaf and eventually into the hands of someone who would then feed it to Ragnir, allowing Ratatask to inhabit the weapon. I think the same thing happened with Niddhoggr. Its devil fruit also willed itself back to Elbaf. Both fruits waited alongside Ragnir for the one they believed to be their rightful owner. This is where me and Lawrence had that big debate too. One of the points of the debate was Loki chosen, or did he force his way into that role through sheer strength? From everything we're seeing, it doesn't feel like strength was the deciding factor. It feels personal. Something about Loki made Ragnir and Ratatask recognize him as the one they'd been waiting for. If anything, it might be his eyes, like Lawrence said when he spoke earlier. They could mirror the eyes of the original war god of Elbaf. Whatever it is, there's clearly something special about Loki, and that's why Ragnir Ratatask chose him, not the other way around. I saw you writing something.
I can't say what I was going to say.
Why not?
I mean, I can show it to you.
Oh my God. So this is probably going to heat some blood up in the swords community. Another point I want to make is that when you factor in history, longevity, and narrative importance, Ragnir might actually be the most powerful weapon in all of One Piece. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of the Supreme Grade blades carry the same weight or relevance. Even though the hammer isn't blackened, because so many put such importance onto that, there are clues suggesting its importance far exceeds the conventional rankings. One of the best clues comes from the illustration of Yarul explaining the legend. The figure labeled as Nika there doesn't resemble Joy Boy at all, like Lionel said. I don't believe this is Nika as a literal god or a singular being. Instead, I think this represents a Nika user from the first world, someone who inherited the role, not the title. This version of Nika is especially interesting because he's depicted wielding a sword and shield, which directly contrasts with Who's recollection of Nika carrying a sword and spear. On top of that, this Nika is drawn as being the same massive size as the ancient giant warrior god of the first world. If that's the case, then I believe that the warrior god is none other than the Onigashima skull itself. I'm like full throttle on that theory. Taking that further, the colossal sword currently embedded in Elbaf could very well be the weapon this first world Nika used to decapitate the warrior god, explaining why the giant fell. That clash would also explain the end of the warrior god's era. I think the conflict between Nika and Niddhoggr mirrors what we're seeing now with Loki. The warrior god was likely a force of destruction, driven by the giant way of life, conquest, and war across the world. The Nika user of the first world couldn't allow that to continue. That same Niddhoggr also battled the red serpent that formed the red line as depicted in the mural. Most likely. In that context, Ragnar isn't just a weapon. It's a relic tied directly to world-shaping conflicts, ancient gods, like Sebastian was saying, and the foundation of current era. And that's why I think it stands above everything else we've seen so far in the show, weapons-wise. So the last thing I do want to say, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm so glad all of y'all sitting on that other side of the camera, okay? Loki is genuinely frightening. Oh my god, that boy is scary. The way he charged up his lightning breath, Thorheim, had me like, damn. That's a massive destructive attack, yo. If Shanks was able to handle him and walk away without any life-changing injuries, it really reinforces the idea that hockey is the ultimate equalizer, right? Ooh, I know that must hurt to hear. I started thinking about how to put this attack into perspective. And the first thing that came to my mind was Conquest of the Sea. Considering the scale of Onigashima, as I just pointed out, and the fact that Loki likely isn't bigger than it, that I just pointed out, I say Conquest of the Sea is far stronger and far larger than Thorheim. If you go back to chapter 1009, you can see Kaido and Big Mom's attack nearly twice the size of Onigashima. It's infused with full-blown Conqueror's Haki. The way, from to Yonko, and yet Zoro blocked it for a single second without using Conqueror's Haki the way he does now to protect himself. After taking that attack head on, he went on to scar Kaido, despite having 20 broken bones and not being able to fully utilize Conqueror's Haki. Woo! Given that, I can absolutely see how Shanks could defeat Loki in a fight. And after 2 arcs of Zoro mastering Conqueror's Haki and taking it a step further than normal infusion, I can also see him taking out Thorheim. Yes, I did say it. So, I won't speculate beyond this. Extreme Diff Zoro. High Diff Shanks. And the last thing I'll say, Shimotsukis are known for being dragon slayers. Just ask Ryuma. And I'll leave it at that.
Hey, man. Everybody's been hitting me up to like ether you about this. We don't got the time.
Can't ether with proof.
We don't got the time.
Can't
man.
ether with proof.
We got super chats to get to.
Look how small Shanks is compared to that dragon, yo. Look how small he is, yo. Jesus, bro.
We can get into it on our stream tomorrow.
Damn, yo.
On the college stream, man.
Only he had a sun god fruit to compare.
Mm-hmm.
Funny what hockey could do. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, anything I want to say?
Hold on.
Because we got a bunch of super chats. So.
Real quick, I wanted to add one real quick. We were all worried about Loki, like, because we want to see him at full strength because he got, poked up by Shamrock. But then I thought of later on of now, because he's in his dragon form, the recovery ability of Zoans. So I wonder if that's going to speed up or he's going to recover a lot faster. So we may see Loki more readily healed than before.
They did say it'll take a month or whatever. I mean, I don't know what her expertise is, but she's a doctor. Right?
No, I know that, but that's in his base form. I don't think she was factoring in
she wouldn't
him in his zone, his
that.
zone form. So that there was one more thing, but I can't remember. But yeah, so I think I'm done. I just wanted to add that fact about Luffy Loki recovering in his Zoan form in the dragon.
What?
No, I have nothing.
All right, we got a bunch of super chats, so I'm gonna read them. Again, if y'all want the Larry Seb debate about Loki and Zoro, we can have to say that for tomorrow's stream. Colin. All right, we got 13 months at Nakama status or Warlord status from one Nitoriu Rashomon. Sorry. What it do, big dogs? Hey, remember when Larry thought Cat had enough pop to put down Kaido? Watching y'all old vids got me thinking where we've been. Oh, man. I do vaguely remember that as a conversation a long time ago.
I don't.
It was,
I don't.
It was one of our very early streams,
that
man. It was also I think you had said that the Scabbers could take down Kaido. Like, you were like, they're going to be the ones that do it while Luffy fights Big Mom or something. It was one of our very early streams. I don't even know if you could find it anymore. That one that I was thinking about. Anyway, another 10 from the Universal Sloth. Hey, y'all, first time watching live. Got the day off to get my wisdom teeth removed. Good luck with that. My question is, if y'all think that Loki has awakened his fruit yet? If not, then when do you think he will? Hashtag much love. Hashtag toothless. Well, I hope you're good, man. I got my wisdom teeth pulled when I was like 18 or so, and it sucked. Me and Lawrence kind of brought it up a little earlier about whether Loki's awakened. I don't remember if y'all had real thoughts on that, Lionel, Larry.
No, I didn't. I don't know if he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know either.
I mean, he's been chained, bro.
Yeah,
like for the past
for
6 years.
So
and
before
he's
that,
not been using his devil fruit.
Yeah.
But he had it for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Is that enough time to awaken? Maybe.
But
Probably.
it just has to catch up to his body, so I don't know.
It's tricky because he got it at 19. Luffy awakened his at 19. But we saw Kaku do it in 2 years, but it was a way less stronger willed than Loki's have. So it's iffy.
The way Oda going, yeah, it'll be awakened because it needs to be awakened.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, did you guys catch Loki's color scheme? He's not purple like we thought. He's black.
They said he was black, right? Like a black.
Yeah, he's like pure like charcoal black or something like that.
That's
Like,
cool.
Loki, his dragon form. He's straight black, like dark black.
How you know that? Who told you that?
It says in the chat.
Said, who told you that?
It's in the chat. It's in the chat. When
Who told you that is crazy, bro?
you had Yaru was explaining about it. He said he's black.
I hate your gums.
His gums because they black.
They black.
really are black. Okay.
I hate black pepper.
Back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. We did get another gift of membership from Davey D. Oaks. Thank you. Another 5 from Andrew C. Who y'all got and what diff? Stuart Little or Hamtaro? Winner takes on Law. Hamtaro, man.
Really?
Hamtaro, man.
So funny.
Yeah. Another 10 from Benji1K. Hello. Hope y'all have been well. Excited for this chapter. Caesar and Judge have emotionless clones and smile fruits and absolutely no motion. Crazy to me. Thoughts? Hashtag tax return to Larry. Hashtag let's get topped. Hey, man, they gonna start getting motion when they join the Cross Guild, man. Y'all heard it here first. Another 5 from Demetrius Anderson. Larry, who do you got? Maki versus Sakura. Hashtag Church of One Piece. Hashtag Pastor Larry. It's weird.
Maki.
Huh?
Sakura from Naruto.
I assume it's Naruto. My mind went Sakura, but
She got like a whole summoning, so that kind of sucks. No, I'm going Maki. Maki wiping, bro.
okay. Wipe. All right. Another 5 from Movie Water Boricua. Does Emu seem to be more focused on Loki's form than he is on Nika's being there? Does that mean Luffy will get another form, or is Loki more important? I think it's more the lore reveal itself. Like when you want to give narrative focus to the newer thing when you're writing, and 2, like Emu has knowledge of Luffy in this form, like already. He's learning that the Elbaf had this fruit and that somebody ate it. And like it's answering his question for what happened to Harold.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like he's getting the answers.
What's
now.
an Elfbath?
What is an Elbaf? That's what it was. That's what it was. So I think that's what's going on there. Another 2 from T-Raw. Seb, they wildin', it's Hamtaro time. He was outside. He was outside, man. You didn't watch. You don't get it. You don't know.
I don't need to, man.
All right. Another 5 from Josie Dirts. The kanji used implies Zoro is not as confident as Luffy that he's got the area under control. He's know the enemies aren't pushover. Zoro's always just been more confident or more worried about things, guarded about stuff than Luffy has been. Like that's just kind of his MO.
He has his guard up, like the whole warrior thing. Don't let your guard down.
Especially in contrast to like Luffy's Nico form.
Yeah.
Another 9 months. Knockman status from Eagles. It says Usopp is still trash. # what does he even do? Dang, man. It's supposed to be his arc. Another 6 months at Knockman status from The Last Resort. Welcome back from your own break week. Thank you, man. It was an unfortunate break week. I wouldn't have made it anyway. Another 5 from Josie Dirks. Law is right, by the way. Sanji wasn't waiting for approval like Larry said. He's locked in on the situation. He knows this is serious and isn't in simp mode. LOL.
He did the same thing on Egghead.
Yeah. Sanji can lock in. It's something he could do. Another 28 Canadian from Last Resort. I don't know if y'all will have the time for it, but it would be really fun if you all do a character breakdown series where you all share your thoughts on the writing of the characters in One Piece and how you interpret them. Is that not every episode?
No.
No? I guess not.
He sounds so boring.
I can do an individual one. But
yeah, Seb could do it.
I don't know if
Seb likes doing those.
We can't give the twins homework. They're not going to do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. Another 894 from Annie's Lobby. And Nell's Lobby. Got my AG1 pack last week. Also, feel like the God of War isn't actually God. It's more like Ryuma's God of the Blade or Sword God Epithet. Yeah, probably.
Same.
It's probably the same with Nika.
Damn, you should have said how the AG1 was to you, bro. How'd you like it and stuff like that?
He can do say whatever he wants. It's his super chat, man.
Yeah, you're right.
But let us know what reviews. And y'all, AG1 available.
If you haven't liked the video, please like the video.
Mm-hmm. Another 5 from Bucks to Carson. If you could choose someone to have an awakening, who would it be? And why is it Marco? # Marco Lover Larry. # Pale Lover Seb. # White Watcher Tax. One awakening that we didn't see.
To me, it's between Big Mom or Kaido.
Ace.
Ace would be cool.
Yeah, that would be.
I was gonna go Anel.
Wait, seeing an awakening?
We kind of saw Anel's awakening. Low key, it just wasn't called awakening.
I don't know.
Seeing their abilities awakened?
Yeah, an awakening we haven't seen, but we would like to see. Ace would be a good one.
Ace would be crazy.
I'm gonna go Brook, man.
It's gonna be so dry.
What's Brook's awakening? What's that do? What's that look like? Another 25 months at Yonko status from Roy Boy Stokes. What up, Roy? Yo, glad to be here over 2 years. Much love to all the Nakama. Funny thought, what if Blackbeard is undefeated off screen because it's not drawn and it's in darkness? He gets boosted. # top. That's very meta. And it could be, in fact, why Oda plays it up that way. But I don't think that's actually the case. Another 5 from Bucks to Carson. What power do you think they gave S-Croc? Personally, I'd like an ancient banana gator Zoan, but it's probably the poison fruit. Poison would work with Crocodile. I'd like it.
Easier to replicate than a Lugia.
Yeah, I feel like poison works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good answer for this one. Anything for you? No?
I got confused with the question now.
What devil fruit did they give S-Croc? Because he can't give him a Logia.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh.
Poison. Like Magellan's?
Yeah. They have easy access to it. It's like
or Vonkov's.
Hey, man.
That would be a troll.
Hey. I don't know. Let us know, y'all.
Until you get turned out.
Let us know.
Stone fruit.
Stone fruit?
Yeah,
Pika's fruit?
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Whose?
Pika's fruit.
For S-Croc.
Pika.
No, I got it. I'm trying to imagine it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I think the poison one works the best. Another 5 from Pastor C. Yeah, I think the sword in the tree belongs to the previous God of War. That would be pretty cool. My actual mind went that it belongs to one of the Nikas. Or not Nikas, but like they got that big. Like they imagined themselves that big to match the size, and that's their sword. But because we keep every version of Elbaf's Nika, and I have like a picture of all the Nikas.
Yeah, so you have the same picture?
Yeah. Every version of Elbaf's Nika has a sword.
Yeah.
Every single one. So I'm like, maybe the sword is just Nika's sword. You know what I mean? Like the sword that's stuck in Elbaf, or potentially stuck on Onigashima, is just Elbaf.
But some of the swords look different. Like even if you think of the one that the recent one we saw, that sword looks different than the other Nika's blades. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's where my mind is going at this point. Another 5 from.
And even the shield's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically. Yeah. There's a couple different ones. One's got a spike on it. One's got nothing. Other one's got designs on it.
That one don't count. Those are sleep tapes.
That's true. I mean, it's still somebody imagining it.
Yeah.
Or they're portraying it in some way. I don't know. Another 5 from TKT. It says, Usopp is top 3 loyal. Straw Hats, people just don't think so because he tried to fight Luffy. But even when he did, he said he still believes in Luffy to be the king of the pirates. Top 3 loyal? I don't know about that one, dog. Another 2 from Master C. Who's a bigger crash out, Shiki or Akainu? Shiki, for sure. Akainu behind the desk right now. Shiki risked his entire life and pirating career because he heard information. Like, that's the definition of a crash out. Another 5 from TKT. If Law and Kid pirate for 14 more years and fight strong opponents, do y'all think they will be stronger than Big Mom and Kaido?
No.
14 more years? I'll go no. But they'll be close, in my opinion.
Definitely not Kid.
Another 5.
Now you're
Another 5.
Good answer.
Michael Franco 708. Did you see the manga sold 600 copies, surpassing Superman? Did it officially? Nice.
What?
One Piece.
Wow.
Okay, let's go.
Suck it, DC. Yeah. Another 10 from Buckster Carson. The wiki says Yamato isn't awakened, but I always assumed she was due to having the scarf in her Zoan forms. Plus, Kaido says mind and body have to match up, and her fruit is the guardian deity of Wano. Does the wiki matter?
Also, we don't know how long she's been in handcuffs. It seems like she's been in handcuffs for a good minute.
Wait, all the niggas?
Yeah, I don't know.
Send it to the chat.
I don't be thinking about Yamato that much. I'm not gonna lie. Another 5.
I do.
Zero. If Harold snapped out of Dami because his seal was damaged, what do you think about Zebek and Gunko doing the same thing without the seals affected when affected? # men hard at work. That was such a wild line.
Y'all took it too. See, that's how y'all be negative, bro.
If Harold snapped out of Dami because of his seal was damaged, what do y'all think about Zebek and Gunko doing the same thing without seals affected?
One, Dami versions don't have the seals. It's a little different. And Gunko has a seal because she's a Covenant user. So
it's just not the same. It's not a one-to-one comparison. It's hard to gauge. Another 20 from Max Power. I'd like to apologize to my favorite Lair Bear and say sorry for rage baiting yesterday. I caught the beginning of the stream and had to work and finished, and I got back to see Larry crashing out on the chat. It was feeding agenda. That's funny. I gotta go back and watch his streams, man. Another 10 from Diamond Life. We forgetting Marco fought the OG3 Admirals, Big Mom, Blackbeard, King, and Queen at the same time, flew all the way to Onigashima while carrying Izo, supporting Samurai Alliance from Onivirus. By the way, he's immune to flames, which Sanji uses. I mean, I didn't forget those things, but...
Sanji also has hockey, so...
And that's kind of showing that you kind of all you really need to put down Marco. So.
It's all you need to put down anybody.
True.
Anybody.
Levels of it, yeah. I mean, I would agree.
Right, levels of it.
There's levels.
Exactly.
There's levels.
Always levels to everything.
Another 2 from Tiro. The crash out makes my workout better. Keep it up. Another 2 from Zoro Top 1. I don't think the twins read the same story as us. Crying emoji. Okay. Another 2 from TKT. Big Mom is Delphi reliant. That's why she's not in Kaido's top 5.
I can agree.
Maybe. Another 9
I mean,
months of
had a
Nako
good
status.
thought on it. Oh, boy. We don't have time.
All right. Another 9 months at Nako status from the Dragon Truck. The twins drinking some strong sake today. Okay. Another 13 months at Nako status from Swag Stupidity. 28 chapters later, and Jinbei still hasn't fought. #L. Another 5 from Josie Dirts. Said it to Larry yesterday. Due to location, I think it might be Killingham versus Sanji and Zoro versus Sommers. Now, always thought it would be the other way around. I can't see Zoro fighting Sommers.
Damn.
Zoro doesn't get joke opponents or gag opponents. This doesn't happen. So if this is how they're treating Sommers, he won't be the person that Zoro fights. Another Yako joined the ship in Ice King DC. Welcome. Another 5 from Mugiwara Boricua. Emo says the Holy Land is a sea of fire, yet we see it in a normal state. Is the fire happening elsewhere, or is it due to the time dilation in above? I had a note on this. I forgot about it. Yeah, I peeped that. I was like, maybe the fire thing just hasn't spread to the actual like castle of Pangea Castle or whatever, or it's just stopped because enough time has passed. Like it's been a couple hours since. I mean, I know Larry don't really vibe with the time dilation theory of Elbaf, but
it can't. It's impossible.
Everything possible with Oda, man.
If it was relevant, like really possible, then Emu would be talking in slow motion because Emu is at Marijo. Meanwhile, Emu's possessing Gonko, and he's like acting in real time. So logically, that means that Emu talking in Marijoa would be Emu in Gonko like.
But can you account for the abyss just accounting for that? But with the,
it would be slower than that.
But we don't know the concept of the abyss. Like maybe the abyss, it doesn't matter time. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know enough about that ability to be like it can't be this or can't be that. In my opinion,
it's basically a cell phone to cell phone conversation.
It's a fictional verse. You're not accounting for the fact that it's like we're looking at fake stuff. Like Oda can just wipe a wave of wand and be like, "This is how this works."
I'll be like, "Yo, here's something very similar, and it makes sense," and you'd be like, "Nah."
What I'm saying is, you're not opening your mind to the possibility of something, and literally. You're using real life science.
All right, so if I use real life science, right, and open my mind to the fictional science of possibilities that you're spitting, then I could just be like, yo, time dilation works differently the way you think it's working.
That's fine.
And guess what? Then it's not time dilation.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's not time dilation at that point.
You can't speak in definitives about abilities that we don't know.
You're absolutely right.
We don't know definitive answers
I'm
to.
I'm so apologetic. Once it gets revealed, then we'll know.
Okay. Another 10 from Nick Jackson. Larry's take on Zoro having higher stage of Conqueror's Haki than Loki due to having King of Hell mode. What if it's just Oda's way of showing he's actively using conquerors such as what he has Luffy's Gear 4 look like to us?
No.
Another 10 from Xavier O'Dilly. Another 10 months at Nakama status. Isn't the Thorheim lettering in Emu's voice?
No.
Is it?
Emu's not yelling Thorheim and then immediately goes into like hush mode to talk about Niddhoggr.
I think he's just saying the text, like how it's written. I don't think
the way it's written is just to explain,
Yeah. Another 5 from Polarized. Larry gathers all this life force. Now at the brink of death, Seb staggers backwards. He's made an error. Larry has awakened, and he wants revenge. Finally! The comeback! The comeback!
This guy's so funny.
Another 5 gifted memberships from I'm Coach. Thank you, Coach. Another 17 months at Nakama Stats from Creator Keon. Good evening, y'all. Hope we are all doing all right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Another 10 from Josie Dirts. I asked Larry yesterday and wondered what Seb and the twins thought, ranking the biggest blast, Conquerors of the Sea, Thorheim, and the blast that destroyed Lelucia. I think me and Larry said Conquest of the Sea, Lelucia. Conquest of the Sea 1, Lelucia 2, Loki 3. I'm going to Lelucia 1. I'm going to Lelucia 1, bro. I am.
Gotta go back.
I'm gonna go to Lucia 1. I can.
Didn't Lucia just evaporate the entire island?
Yeah.
But it was multiple beams, wasn't it?
It was.
So that's not one big blast. It's multiple communities.
But they're still connecting it as one attack. At least my understanding of what they're saying here.
Like a shotgun in a way.
Yeah.
A shotgun shoots 8 bullets, but it's one shot.
Yeah. I'm going to Lucia 1. I gotta think about Thorheim versus Conquest of the Sea.
This is how I know people would just be going off of their feelings. Because if you looked at each of them, you would understand, like, there's no way Lelucia is bigger than those, bro. And
bigger or stronger? I thought...
Like, if it comes to, like, lasting effects, it would be Lelucia, 1,000%. Because, like, it rose the ocean, and it's still a hole.
Okay, all right, so biggest blast in terms of size. I was thinking of the power behind it. That's where my mind went.
I thought stronger, like the strongest attack.
Biggest blast?
I mean,
Thorheim for now.
It depends if you're gonna add the everlasting damage as being stronger, because you could break it into categories at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know for sure it's not stronger than the other two.
So he doesn't say Strongest. He says the biggest.
Biggest.
The largest.
Oh, so we're just
I'm going
so
Thor
just
high.
comparing sizes.
I'm going Thor high. Another 2 from
Pause.
Justin Montez. I heard Lionel was the only one to show up last week. Another 5 from Spider-Man. It says to give some love. To give some love to Sanji, his firepower did a major level up during the Queen fight. It went from Diable Jambe to Ifrit Jambe. Yeah. Another 2 from creator Keon, Ratatosker.
I've heard people say
hammer
Ratatosk.
Of squirrel. The ham squirrel?
Like
Ham
people
squirrel?
who actually dive into Norse mythology have said Ratatosk.
I'm going to say Ratatasker because I like
Ratatasker.
saying it.
That's like saying Niddhoggr. That doesn't make sense
Hard
because the
R is crazy.
R is supposed to be silent.
Another 5 from
How about
Lil
Rata?
DJ. Will Luffy get a hybrid form? I've always looked at his gears as hybrid.
Yeah.
Another 2 from creator Keon. Loki versus Blackbeard. Who wins? Larry, Seb, twins.
Loki.
Loki.
That was quick. I'm surprised you ain't. Yo,
Listen.
anybody else surprised?
What was the question?
Nobody else
Loki
surprised.
versus Blackbeard.
Nah, bro. That was like,
was-
yo, I was full blown expecting something else,
Loki,
yo.
bro.
Usually he has his long pause
Yeah,
and wait
Bro.
for it.
Loki, bro. Another 5.
Just know the more you hype up Loki, and because Shanks beat him, the more you hype up Mihawk.
No.
Just know that.
No. Another 5.
Yo, they don't want to accept it now. Listen.
I don't have a problem hyping
Somebody
up
under
Mihawk.
Buggy
Yeah.
could be, you know what I'm saying?
I don't have a problem
This
having Mihawk.
ancient god being.
I got Loki over Mihawk
bro.
too.
Just know. And guess who Zoro got to take out?
Cool. I got Loki over Mihawk too. Another 5 from Stu GJ. With Loki being Niddhoggr, a thunder god, thunder dragon, it makes me think that the island in the New World that's uninhabitable is because it's surrounded by lightning. I mean, I had a little baby theory on that a little bit ago, but nobody really liked it too much. Another 5 from Stu GJ. Any chance it can be the cause of the awakened Niddhoggr predecessor to Loki? Also potential that this island that Niddhoggr and the sun god previously clashed. That would be pretty dope. Basically, the Rajan Island is somewhere that they fought at. Another 5 from Dirty Mike and the Boys. Seb is seeing Black Nika. How you feel when you go to church? Y'all too funny. Another 7 months at Warlord status from Saucy12. Hello, Nikas. How y'all doing? What are some of your favorite music artists? Also, has anything been disappointing to y'all in this arc?
Drake.
I'm a big Jay-Z fan, big Fab fan, big Tory Lanez fan. Other musical artists. I was a big Whitney Houston fan back in the day. Big New Edition fan. I'll just keep naming. Twins, y'all got anybody?
No.
All right. Another Nakama joined the ship in African Surf. Welcome. Another 45 months at Yonko status from Twilight. It says, ended late, but we still hear much love as always. Hope it was a banger of an episode. Always P.S. F Ribaku, if you know, you know. Here's to many more years. Absolutely, man. Another 2 from Josie Durst. Loki uses lightning on a tree when chained with sea stone. Yeah, I was going to try to ask about that. I don't have a real answer. I was wondering if y'all had an answer.
Well,
It could be just a hammer
Ragnar
itself.
is not chained,
Yeah.
He's still generating it, right? I mean, I guess
but it's
Ragnar-
not him though. It's
Yeah.
Ragnar. So
Another Yonko joined the ship in King Bones. Welcome. Another 5 from NYC Anime Nerd. Oda Beast for releasing this chapter on the Planet Parade. It ends with the most rare blood moon. Also, not his Del Fruit. His name gonna be Dragon D Loki with a heart emoji. And then another 11 months at Nakama status from the French boy. I think Emu tabbed out when she take over Gunko. Tapped out maybe? Okay. That's all the super chats.
I would say it was snowing where Nika and that giant were fighting. Remember, it's supposed to bring snow and lightning, so maybe where it changed to lightning because literally them together create snow and lightning. Apparently,
Yeah. That was all the super chats? Nice. Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Topped. We're going to be here next week because there's no break week for the chapter. We'll be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time once again. Me and Sebastian are going to be doing calls tomorrow, so if you haven't joined our Discord, please join the Discord. We'll be going live at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, and that means if you join our Discord, you can call in, and then we speak to you for a little bit. It's not going to be a 4-hour show. It's probably going to be 2.5, maybe 2, maybe 3. Who knows? Depends on how we feel. And yeah, so if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. If you haven't clicked on the video description below, please do so to get all our links and affiliate links. And thank you to everybody that's on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and Facebook. So thank you to Marv as well. Marv, thank you. But other than that, guys, my name is Larry.
Law.
Lionel.
Seb.
And this is TOPT. Jana.